Alright, here we go again. Hello everyone, it's your favorite programming error that just refused to be fixed, Code here. And welcome back to Club Meetings. We are on episode 40 now. Can you believe that we've been doing this for 40 episodes at this point? Gwen, congratulations on being first today. Happy to see you, happy to see you. Now, I will say, one thing that is always worrying about me playing more of this game, not just this mod in particular, but anything with DDLC, is it adds to my poem backlog, which is already growing, okay? My poem backlog is growing. I still haven't written the one for last week's VOD, and I have to write one for this VOD. I have 3 poems in the Redeem backlog. I need to get around to that stuff at some point, and that is the most worrying part about me doing this stuff. In any other situation, in anything else though, I am excited. Anything else about this excites me. I am happy to continue with this wonderful mod. So without much further ado, let me actually boot it up, which should hopefully only take a second. I grabbed a clean install and everything. Ah, there it is. Took a moment. It took a moment, but it should now be here. Yes. Perfect. Alright. Once again, the preamble. You know this stuff, but I'll read it aloud again anyway. Doki Doki Club Meetings is a Doki Doki Literature Club fan mod that is not affiliated in any way with Team Salvado. You should know this. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the official game. Also true. And you should also probably not jump in randomly at episode 40. It contains spoilers for previous episodes as well. And if it doesn't, then I will spoil the previous episodes. Game files for Doki Doki Literature Club are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free on the official website or on Steam. The official website is where I get the files when I'm playing a mod. Please consult the readme.txt contained in the mod download for more information. By playing DDCM episode 40, you agree that you have completed Doki Literature Club and accept any spoilers contained within. I do agree. She still owed something. Ooh, now who is she? Who is she? Who might she be? Ooh. Now that leaves me curious. Now I do wonder if this episode is going to be another slightly shorter one or if it's going to be another longer one. We will see as we play. Because the previous episode was a bit shorter than the episodes that came before that. Episode 39 was a little bit shorter than the other episodes of this season so far. Still, decently long, especially when compared to the first season, where I was able to knock like 2 episodes out in one stream. That is no longer feasible. Now then, let us jump in. Hi, is me Code. Well, that's one way to start things. Never. Never. That is one way to start things. Hi, Dev. Hello. Hello. Hope you're having a great day. Never. Alright, MC stumbles backwards out of the room and into the hall. What is going through that guy's mind? Probably Sayori stuff. Short for season. Oh, it's going to get so much worse. I see. I see. I guess it's gonna pick up in the later parts of the season, especially. I mean, again, every season's gotta have some major climax or something. I'm curious as to what exactly it will be working up towards. I mean, will anything ever top the MC and Sayori romance? Not for me personally. I still think that's one of the best parts of this mod series. They're just so cute together. Not to put anything against Yuri and Natsuki, of course. They're also amazing. But I think as far as the couples are concerned, I just think it's hard to beat Sayori and MC in my mind. Partially because, you know, it's very rare that the childhood friend actually wins at romance. Unheard of, never happens. Help! Help! The sound of footsteps rapidly climbing stairs echoes down the hall. Also, is this another part of his storm, or is this supposed to be a flashback? I think this is a flashback, right? If he's yelling for help and he hears footsteps coming up the stairs, I assume that's back at MC's home then. Yeah, it is. Figures. MC? What's wrong? Who can say? Yeah. She... MC points in the direction of Sayori's room. Oh no. It's not MC's home, it is someone else's home. Partially, perhaps because Dad is on a blue text box. If it were MC's dad, it would not be the blue text box. Now would it? Gee, I wonder whose home it be. No. Sayori's dad runs to her door and opens it. An expression of sharp pain flashes across his face before he shudders and regains control of himself. We love nightmares over here. He runs in, checks his daughter briefly, then backs trembling out of the room. He closes the door. MC slumped against the wall weeping. Yeah, I would slump against the wall and weep too if my girlfriend did that. Now, in this nightmare, are they already together, or is this a nightmare of him, like, reliving the events from the game where they weren't technically together yet, but with the dad included? Sir, I'm sorry. It was my fault. No, it was my fault. If I just hadn't... MC, no. It was my fault! She did this because of me! No, she didn't. MC, listen to me. There's a noticeable waver in Sayori's dad's voice. What happened after MC found Sayori? True, but one would assume... Yeah, nothing canonically happened because, you know, world ended and all of that. But wouldn't one assume that, you know, logically speaking, if her dad was part of the story, then, you know, and so many other things. You will never know what I said. But no, seriously, wouldn't one assume that if Sayori's dad was part of the story, that even before MC goes up there, he would have run into their dad? So yeah, dad just getting inserted. Because back in the original game, side characters like this were irrelevant and weren't included in the story at all. Never saying, hey, because I forgot to read the episode myself. Ah, I see. That's understandable, Rob. Totally, absolutely fair. Hope you'll enjoy the episode. She wasn't well, MC. It's not your fault. Sayori's dad hugs MC. It's not anyone's fault, but especially not yours. But How are you okay? I'm not. How do you seem okay? It's not my first time dealing with the death of someone close to me. Ooh. Yikes. This is going to be really hard for you, MC. Oh, what the? What? We're seeing everyone's old lives now back in Natsuki's room? Hello? Interesting. What? Oh. And I guess they're just as confused? This is incomprehensible. I don't understand. Or is this a weird nightmare flashback where they're confused about Sayori's death? Imagine if they're all somehow just back in their old rooms and confused. That is what I'm choosing to believe, even though it's probably not that. It's probably just MC telling them about Sayori. Yeah. Why would you do this, Sayori? But imagine for a second if they all got teleported back to their old rooms. And that's that. Congratulations, we're back at the old school. You're back to your old lives. Imagine if it was that. Hi, Tormuse. Club meetings hype indeed. I'm looking forward to seeing what this episode brings to the table. Why would you do this, Sayori? Why would you not tell us? Wait. We can't be sure yet, right? She could still be okay. She could be at the hospital. Or she... Don't leave me alone, Sayori. You can never escape this high school, exactly. You thought you broke the time loop? Nah. The world just gave you a little bit of time to run free before dragging you back just to prove. See, you can never have that. Just drag them all back. Just give them a little bit of a taste of future and then rip it away. Would be, honestly, perfectly in line with anything else that happens in the DLC. Let's face it. Don't leave me alone, Sayori. What am I supposed to do without you? So, I know it's been a couple of weeks, but I don't know. I still don't feel like acting like everything's normal. Are we ever gonna do club stuff again? It doesn't feel the same. No, it doesn't. But it's not up to me anyway. MC, when do you think you might want to take a try at doing club activities normally again? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, it was just a dream. Oh, so not the angle I was expecting. I expected this to be an MC dream. Considering he's had nightmares constantly about everything. But Sayori nightmare about how sad everyone would be, how she would have ruined everyone's lives if her plan succeeded. Yeah, that also adds up. Hey here, Yami. It's not. I think you saw my dream code. Hang on. Getting dressed. Be just a second. Okay, hi. There we go. I always love hiding the bowling. Those dream sequences. Yeah, imagine hiding stuff like that. Just the other day, I'll have to head out after the email section. Ah, I see. Not quite done yet. Distracted by Tormu's tangents or just long episode? Who knows? That probably was kind of weird for you. I don't think I've ever had a dream like that. Where my brain was talking about what it would be like if I was gone. Seeing other people really unhappy and in grief because I had left. It was interesting. Whew, definitely the obvious tangents. Fair enough. We have choices again, unlike the previous episode. And I do wonder if some of these choices can never be undone. Okay, I think that joke has run its course by now. Or has it? Like, okay, the I'm sorry thing is like... She would definitely be like, what are you apologizing for? It's not like you had anything to do with it, right? Seems like a bit of a weird thing to say. I wonder why you had that dream now. I don't know if that's... Again, it's one of these choices of like, okay, but what do I say here? Yep, and that joke will also never run its course. Hi, Spinne. A choice that can be undone. Probably, in a way. I'm just gonna say... You know what? Let's theorycraft. I wonder why you had that dream now. Thanks for the pats. That's a good question. I don't feel too different. I mean, actually, I'm pretty happy about the dream. It means my brain thinks that people would miss me when I'm gone. I know it probably seems strange to you, but I think that's encouraging. I mean, it would discourage you from ending your life, probably. I would assume, which is good. That's what we want. There was no use of the G word, but we did find dead Sayori in the dream sequence. So, yeah.
Before I used to think everyone would be happy if I were gone. I used to think I was holding people back and making them miserable. Maybe it's a little sick of me to be glad that people would miss me if I died. Or to think of that dream as a good one. But I do. But still, hard for me to think about why now. I mean, I'm better, but I'm not way better today than I was weeks or months ago. Actually, I think I know what's different.
Oh?
I think I know what's changed. I haven't changed. At least not much, not recently.
But your surroundings have changed? Quite a lot, in fact. Is that it? MC, I mean the people in her life, I guess. Specifically MC, I guess.
But MC has. I know he's always been upset about what happened to me. But lately it seems worse. He seems really upset by it now. I don't understand. He was so okay with things before. Like, he was sad, but otherwise he basically seemed unaffected for a while there.
Had to lobotomize her friends to make them not care. No, I will never be over that. Yes, and she currently has the power again. Just saying. She's currently in a position where she could, if she wanted to, do it again.
I guess he did have nightmares and stuff, but they didn't seem so bad. Although I guess I wouldn't know, but still. How can it get worse for him now? Doesn't he feel secure?
I mean... he's probably worried because it's again, new environment, lots of changes are happening. He's worried that he can't be there for you all the time, yet at the same time he's also worried that, you know, he doesn't want to be overbearing. It's probably just weird for him to manage that stuff. But again, main change that has happened right now is just the fact that they're growing up. They're growing up and their environment has changed. And maybe that messed him up a little bit. Me? Yeah, sure. Whatever, Spinner. Whatever. Yes, that is the reference, totally.
Doesn't he feel secure? Doesn't he know I'm okay and that I love him and won't leave him now? Doesn't he know that he shouldn't be afraid? No, that was silly of me. Almost as silly as telling your best friend that hiding her depression is a personal betrayal of you.
Yeah. I wonder if someone would ever do that. I can't imagine anyone would be dumb enough to do something like this. Like, who would? So, you'd have to be incredibly, unbelievably dense to pull off something like this. Don't know who would do it.
You would never do that now.
Gee, who could you be talking about there? Who is this he?
I shouldn't tell him that he's supposed to be okay. I guess I didn't tell him. I just thought it at him or something.
That'll be a mind-crushing move. It would be such an MC move.
These are all things I should say to my therapist. Today's therapy day for me. It conflicts with class, but the professor said it was okay. And I just get the notes from Ayami, who has the same class. So it all works. I'm not sure if the game will follow me to therapy. Usually I think it goes and checks on someone else. But I don't know. You're welcome to come.
We get to potentially join Sayori for a therapy session. MC has done it before, right? But we can't exactly weigh in on what's going on, unlike MC. Not like we can talk to the therapist.
Not that you have any choice, I guess. But I'd be interested to hear what you think of everything if you do come. The only difficult thing with my therapist is that I can't tell him everything. Simulation and everything. Sometimes I've thought about telling him, but then I worry that he might think I'm more sick than I am and commit me to an asylum or something. Plus, everybody agreed we shouldn't tell anyone else about it without discussing it and agreeing on it.
By the end of this, imagine by the end of the season the therapist gets taken into the fold. Then we have 2 adults who know. And then those two adults could date. Nah, I know Ayami why Ayami's in the front of my mind right now because she was just mentioned. No, Ida already has a boyfriend currently. But who knows? Maybe he is the therapist secretly. Rare Ida ex-therapist shipper. Two adultier adults, yeah. Now then, where were we? Right, agreeing on that.
But that makes it hard. I have to dance around a lot of subjects with him. But he seems to at least get the idea, and he respects that I won't talk about some certain things. But I think he thinks that maybe he'll get me to talk about it one day. I think he's hoping that we'll make some breakthrough or something. It feels really sad. Like he's working really hard to get something to happen that never can, and he doesn't know it. Or maybe I'm just projecting. Maybe he knows I'll never talk about it. I'm thinking too much about my therapist instead of going to therapy. I should do my morning stuff and get changed into my school clothes. I hope you have a good day.
Well, there we go. All the adults. True, they are. Young adults. Hear me out? You mean the convenience store clerk? Please no. That would be weird, because I'm pretty sure the convenience store clerk is also that would be a student-teacher relationship that I'm not sure we would bring to the table. But sure, there's your hear me out. It was disaster. Absolute disaster. To qualify, you have to have bills and pay them, which is horrible. Also, hi Bones. Hello, hope you're well. And I guess we are following Sayori. Also, yet another new background, methinks. Nice.
Oh, hi. Guess you're joining me on my walk. The therapist is back closer to the high school and where I guess where just my dad lives now.
I sometimes have trouble reading. The therapist is back closer to the high school and yeah, no, that. Sometimes my brain is slow. Hope it's good news this episode for those curious. Ooh, intriguing. Very intriguing.
It's kind of a long walk. I could probably get Monica to drive me or take the bus or something. But I kind of like walking. It's important to get out and move and get into the sunshine sometimes. Plus, it makes sure that when I start my therapy session, I'm not usually in a really bad mood. It's hard to get anything done when I'm like that. Whoa, that was fast. Bye.
Bye, Sayori. Brain be unbraining? Always. My brain does not work. And there's Ayami and Natsuki. Let's see what's up here. So what? You hit on Kenzo and he turned you down? He's kind of a strange guy sometimes. I wouldn't read too much into it. Will I do it in the past? Ooh. Any specific reason as to why? Considering how you phrased it in the brackets, I assume it wasn't for a donation. Just something else, I assume, if you do want to mention. If not, then don't. In the air in a cute manner. That is the important part. Yes, she needs to do more of that. It is adorable. So I sometimes do, which is my favorite character with the main character. Which is fair. Because that's the closest you can get to a self-insertship without actually, you know, self-inserting yourself randomly into the world. Now then, Ayami voice.
Get back into it. Get back into the voice. He said he had some issues of his own that he was working through and wasn't ready to date yet.
Well, see, there you go. I know you have like half your identity built on being irresistible to men, so this probably comes as a great shock to you. But seriously, don't take it personally. It seems like it really is about him and not you.
Yeah, let me ask you something though. When you were first spending time with Yuri before you were going out with her.
Yeah? What is it?
Nothing, never mind. I've gotta go.
The heck is her deal? Family doctor basically said that he was like, well, that's not good, let's fix that. I see. Fair enough. Time to get all the knowledge about your blood composition. Shall I get your apps? Talking about medical stuff, I should mention that it turned out that I did, in fact, break my wrist the other day. Ooh! That's where it leads to calories. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Ooh, I'm glad that I have never had, like, any proper, like, fractures or anything so far. Knock on wood. But I have had a few silly injuries. Partially bike-related, obviously, as well. Like, again, I did talk about before that time I almost got isekai'd. It did send me flying a little bit. And it is not fun to get sent flying off your bike and impact ass first onto the asphalt. I mean, it's called asphalt for a reason, ha ha ha. But yeah, that shit hurt. Didn't break anything, I was totally fine. But the rest of my bike ride home hurt like hell. Like, once the adrenaline wore off, initially I was fine. No pain, no real pain or anything. But then I started riding my bike again. And then, like, after a while, the adrenaline wore off and I started to feel it. And that was not pleasant. And I felt that for a few days. Next few days were not pleasant whatsoever. But I lived. No doctor needed. Even though I probably should have seen a doctor just as a safety precaution when it lasted a few days. Ah, the isekai story. Imagine if that was just it. But yeah. I can't open these ones. Yeah, but I do hope the fracture will... I do hope it's not causing any major pain right now. Especially if it's in the cast, I assume it should be fine. Hope everything is as good as it can be despite being fractured. And hope it recovers well. Hope you recover well and that. Because a fractured wrist is... yikes. That is not fun whatsoever. Really, I've been in good health, relative health, never got any reason to until now. Also, you know what, that's fair. Sometimes you just don't have much of a reason to get checked out, and makes sense. But it doesn't hurt to be cautious. I say that, not having visited the doctor after my injury. But again, at the time, I didn't think it was that big a deal. It was just annoying whenever I had to lie down. But yeah, a PSA, wear a helmet, I guess. Randomly just get that in here real quick. Like, honestly, I was well off because I was wearing a backpack and a helmet, so even though I landed straight on my back, I only fell it down below. Yeah. But a lot of the stuff in my backpack was kind of slightly broken after that. Which... shame. Shame. Safety, wear a helmet, kids. Absolutely, always do. Like, you might think, oh, I'm gonna be fine, but... you can't predict when something happens. You always gotta go out assuming that everyone around you is out to kill you on the streets. It is sadly the truth. Again, I learned that during the almost isekai experience. do subscribe to the idea that you shouldn't get unneeded testing, but it's been like 5 years. Yeah, a general safety check is not a bad thing. Like, don't constantly, like, get checked on every small little thing, but general safety checks on a somewhat regular basis probably wouldn't hurt. Where slight injuries will take 6 to 8 months to heal. It is a shame that the older you get, the worse everything becomes. Outside of needing my appendix to be removed. So I was in a short sport class with rings that are connected with ropes. I slipped and fell twirling mid-air, but it ended up landing on my which I'm very thankful for, because imagine landing on my head, yikes. You mean those like heavy like weighted balls with the like little rope for swinging them around? I don't know, we kind of use those for like shot put practice essentially as well. And yeah, I had an injury from one of those things too at some point, because for some reason the teacher decided it would be a smart idea to yeet those incredibly heavy things that we use for shot put practice back and forth at each other. One bad catching attempt bent I believe it was my, I'm trying to think if it was my middle finger or my ring finger, one of the two, backwards a little bit much, and it was super swollen for the rest of the day and everything. Also not fun. Yeah, I always hated gym. I always hated gym class. Worst part of school life. Well, maybe not the worst, but one of my least favorite things. Especially when the teachers were like in a good mood and were like, "Oh, good news for everyone. I'm feeling generous. We're playing soccer today." That was always me being like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope. I'd rather not. I'd rather nope. Can I just no?" I always try to get out of that because I hate soccer more than anything. I just despise it for some reason. Please tell me I'm not the only one who absolutely despises that sport for no good reason. Then again, I've never been a big fan of any kind of ball sports. But soccer especially, I hate. We're American soccer fan, wow. Too much running, it is too much. Ironically, that's what I would always try to say to get out of it. Like, instead of playing soccer, can I just run on the track for the entirety of gym class? I'd rather do that. And then I did that. Like, I went jogging for the entirety of gym class if I could. Just to get out of soccer. He'll be out of the cast, but he'll be feeling it for a while. Yeah, I see. Alright, catching up with chat again, because there's a few things going in there. There was no mat underneath you. Like these rooms, they have rings on the end. Oh, those things. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, no. That too. I get that, Spinner. Just landed on with my butt. Ah. Or if it's honestly gonna impact your Silk Song playthrough. Hey, Silk Song one-handed only challenge. I remember, you know, there are certainly games you can play one-handed. Didn't I do an FNF stream once where I tried to play one-handed? But I'm not sure how well that'll go with Silk Song. Like, I don't think Silk Song is a good one-handed experience. Just assuming. Yeah, true. My friend broke his elbow. It was a fracture. Cursed by Etsy witches. Ooh. I'd rather run in circles than play soccer. But is that... Yeah, it's just a thing. Like, honestly, like... What am I gonna do with soccer? Nothing. But the ability to run fast, now that can be useful in everyday life. You did soccer, I pretty much did nothing and sometimes walked or just ran for a bit. Yeah, that's also what I would do, kind of, when I couldn't get out of it. When I couldn't get out of it, I would pretend like I was doing something, but would intentionally go out of my way to try to position myself in a way where I was sure the ball would not be anywhere near me. And I would sometimes, like, take a, like, like, I would always try to position myself in a way, okay, they're playing over there, so if I stay over here and just pretend like I'm on the defense or something, surely that's great. Yeah, no, I just, no. It's already quite challenging with 2 hands, it'll be impossible with 1. Yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that. It's not a good one-handed experience either. Maybe because it's just like this one. I mean, hey. I'm sure someone can do it. Someone who's a god gamer. Which I don't think anyone here is enough of a god gamer to play Silk Song one-handed. It's gonna be visual novels and turn-based games for me for a bit. Well, there you go. It is a bit of a shame that you have to pause Silk Song for it. Turn-based visual novels. Technically, the turn-based stuff and visual novels can be in the same game. I mean, technically, if we're talking games that I play currently, Last Defense Academy is a visual novel, and it has turn-based top-down strategy combat, you know. So, technically, it's just that the the gameplay aspects don't mesh into each other all the time. Turn-based gameplay in a visual novel? Revolutionary! That meeting's thing though, yeah. And there you go, Limbus is another example. We got super sidetracked here. Can return. It didn't be played with one hand. Interesting. I have not heard of that game, so I couldn't tell you. Now, I will try to slowly get back into the game, otherwise the stream will be very long. Anyway, what's her deal? Oh well, she'll talk about it eventually, she always does. Back to free throws. Oh, and we are gonna see the therapy. Just chatting with Monica. No Monica involved right now. Not yet. The therapist did come up in the previous episodes before, in past seasons. Like, I can't be bothered to remember the voice I gave the therapist. It's been too long. I'm gonna have to come up with something again on the spot. Which is probably gonna be very generic. I don't know what to do for the therapist, because I don't know how often the therapist will appear. He was not important enough for me to remember what voice I did. You are the therapist. Ah, yes. That's already what I do for MC, though. Come in. I guess if you say so, I could do that. I could do it. I could go, frankly, very generic, possibly. MC is the therapist now. Ah, yes, of course. Ah, hello again, Sayori. Maybe I'll just try to do a slight, minuscule deviation from what, like, put some kind of different energy into my voice, just to be slightly different. You look like you're a little worried.
I'm not worried. Just a lot of things to think about lately.
Sounds like we're gonna have a busy day. But what's on your mind most?
My boyfriend.
As usual, then. What do you have to want with a keyboard mouse to look? Keyword mouse to look. Ah, I see. Not FPS, just first person. No. I guess that could work for a one-handed approach then. Good old walking simulators. But why would he trouble you? Before you've talked about your worry that you hurt him.
Yes, and sometimes I know I do hurt him. But I'm trying to be okay with that, and I think I am. But my worry is more about him regardless of how I feel about it. Like, he's struggling a lot more with it than I would expect. He used to have nightmares about finding my suicide attempt. And then for a while I thought he would be okay. But now he has worse nightmares. And he freaks out while he's awake. The other day he burst into my room and he was in the middle of having a panic attack. though he and I are more secure than we've ever been. And even though I'm a lot less of a danger to myself. And yesterday too, I was over at his place, I was right there with him and...
I guess we only get to see the beginning part of that therapy session. I can see you trying. Will it succeed? I don't know, maybe a few people will be infected. MC is sleeping with his head on Sayori's shoulder. Ah, okay, no, flashback. It's not that we quit the therapy session, this is a flashback about what Sayori's talking about now, I guess.
This is the most handsome man in the whole world! How did I ever get so lucky? MC?
Sayori, how did... MC scrambles out of his bed and falls to the floor, backing away from Sayori.
MC, it's okay.
MC is breathing very heavily. Sorry.
Do you want to get back in?
Yeah, give me a second. Whew. Well, that sounds like it might be PTSD.
Really?
I mean, I don't like to diagnose anyone without having seen them, but it would certainly be consistent.
I thought PTSD was like if you survive a life or death situation or some really bad injury or something.
No, it can be for any severe trauma. Walking in on your loved one's suicide attempt and thinking they're dead would certainly be enough. But Sayori, we're not here to talk about MC. We're here to talk about you. What do you feel about all this pain that MC has?
It's complicated.
Shout out to It's Complicated Sayori mix from Doki Doki Takeover. It's Complicated, absolute great song, but the Sayori mix of It's Complicated, peak. Where were we? Right, not FNF. It's kind of a life or death situation. True, for her. Lives like this.
Obviously, I don't like to see him hurt. Even when I tell myself that all this pain isn't my fault, it still feels like that sometimes. It still feels like I could make his life better by just taking myself away from him. I still feel like I'm poisonous. Sometimes anyway. But these days, those thoughts don't bother me as much. I can see how happy he is because of me. And I know that I'm not really poisonous. It's complicated in another way too.
What's that?
Well, in a way it makes me feel weirdly happy because I get to help him. I was talking to him about this recently. Normally, I'm the one who's weak and who needs help. But when he breaks down a little and needs my help, giving it to him makes me feel really amazing. But then I feel guilty, of course.
Why guilty?
Well, because it's like I'm happy at his unhappiness. He's hurting, and because I feel good about helping him, it's like me feeling good about a bad thing.
Helping him is a bad thing?
No, him feeling bad is the bad thing. I'm not explaining this right. It's like I get a good feeling from helping him, but I can only get that good feeling from helping him if he feels bad. So my feeling good about this depends on him feeling bad. So I feel guilty about that. It's wrong for me to feel good about him feeling bad. That is me being a bad person.
It really is complicated, isn't it? Do you feel good about him feeling bad, or about the fact that you can help him when he feels bad?
The second one, but the second one can't happen without the first one. That's the point.
Do you remember our first first session, Sayori?
Yeah, actually. I was really surprised that you weren't put off by at all by all my suicidal feelings. You just treated it really normally and were really friendly to me. It was nice. Although, now that I know you better, I'm not surprised by it. That's just the way you are.
You're very sweet. I remember that day feeling really glad that I was able to help you feel a little better about yourself. I thought this woman doesn't deserve to feel like she wants to die. That's how I felt about it. And after we started to talk about it, about where that feeling was coming from in you, you made progress very quickly. How do you think I felt about that?
Really good, I bet.
I sure did. but I never thought that I was being a bad person for feeling good. You see, all I do is help people who are feeling bad, or at least not feeling as good as they could. If not for people feeling bad, I wouldn't have a job. But there's nothing wrong with me helping them. And there's nothing wrong with me feeling good about helping them. I even get paid for it. So how could it be that you're a bad person for helping MC?
I was the one who made him feel bad in the first place.
Well, now you're just deflecting to another issue. Come on, Sayori. Whatever happened in the past isn't a good thing that MC Whatever happened in the past, isn't it a good thing that MC has someone to rely on for help?
Yeah, I guess so.
Of course it's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with feeling good about helping people. That's the most normal human way to feel about it. Try to work on accepting the way you feel when you provide help to him. Let yourself reward yourself for being a support for him. The good feelings are right there. Just don't get in the way of them.
I'm really good at getting in the way of good feelings.
You're working on it though, that's why you're here. But let me ask you this. What do you really want most when it comes to this problem MC has?
I don't want him to have to deal with it anymore. It's nice to be able to help him, but it's not worth him suffering for it. I think what would make him happiest is if he could just be okay and not have to feel bad.
Do you think that is within your control in any way?
No, it's just what I want. It's what you asked. That's what you asked.
I wasn't trying to ask a trick question. I'm actually interested in how much power you think you have in the situation.
Then I guess it's up to him to find a way not to feel bad, probably. Although he helped me not feel bad, I guess I have some influence as someone he loves and trusts. So I guess, however much power that is.
Well, we're about out of time, but that seems like a good place for us to stop for now. Sounds like you have some interesting things to think about. And remember, don't get in the way of your own good feelings about helping MC.
I'll try not to. Hi again. You got to hear quite a bit at my therapist, I guess. I kind of forgot you were there after a while.
Probably best to forget I was there. Let's face it, knowing that someone is listening in on every single word you're saying in a confidential setting probably makes it a little bit harder to share. Then again, we as the players probably know even more about Sayori than her therapist does, so there is that. Has been a while. I mean, not as much of a while as it has been on other occasions, but hi.
I'm really glad for my therapist. He's super nice. Oh, I think Ayami's coming. She has really distinctive footsteps.
Hey, Sayo.
Hi, Ayami. How was class?
It was pretty good, I think. I'm getting most of the things I need to get.
That's good. And now why don't you tell me what's wrong?
Why would you think anything's wrong?
I think I'm starting to know you pretty well. I can tell when something's bugging you.
Well, Rumi, yeah, you're right. I'm a little, I don't know, worried, I guess. But how about this? I'll talk about what's bothering me, but first you have to answer a question.
Okay.
So, about Kagami, what's the deal with her and her brother? Why are they all like that?
Oh, that's complicated.
Everything is complicated in here.
It's pretty normal sibling stuff, I think.
That's exactly what she said, but I still don't really understand.
Well, I remember a long time ago when we were all little kids, their parents didn't really treat them the same. I think Kagami started to talk and read a little bit before MC did, even though they're twins. So from then on, she kind of got treated like the star by their parents. If that makes sense.
Ayami nods.
But it's not like they didn't love MC or anything. His parents loved him a lot, and they still do. He was just special, I guess. And as soon as she figured that out, she kind of acted weird around him. I think she really loves him and cares about him a lot. He's her twin brother. He's her twin brother. She's just had a hard time showing it sometimes. because she really likes being the special one. So she kind of tries to play up being better than him, especially when it comes to their parents.
Someone call for lore dump? At least it's not about the deep Kirby lore. That would be a whole different story now, wouldn't it? That would be a whole different story. When's that happening?
Especially when it comes to their parents. She really tries to be the shining perfect good girl. And sometimes that means she puts him down so that he won't be as good by comparison.
Deep Kagami. Yes, true. The Deep Kagami lore is here.
And that messes with him sometimes. The sad thing is that MC really loves and cares for his sister. She just makes it so hard for him. And it was especially hard for him when he was young. He could be so lonely sometimes when we were kids.
And that's where you came in.
Well, sort of. I had my own problems then. That he helped me with, really. He made himself really important in my life, not the other way around. But that's another story.
So, they just are love-hate and antagonize each other.
Basically, although it's a little more complicated.
Everything's so complicated with you. But I can see things being complicated, yes. We all remember that. We all remember that your CodeErr. The role-playing was very, very, very intense. And I know at least one person who still dislikes you heavily for it. But he is not currently here, because I'm pretty sure he's still streaming himself.
For the last few years, Kagami's been at boarding school.
Yeah, she's talked about that.
Whenever she was home, she'd talk about how great it was, and how smart everyone was, and how she was doing really well.
That's interesting. Whenever she talks about it to me, she always complains about how dull it was, and how everyone sucked.
Maybe she was trying to make the best of things.
Or maybe she talked it up in front of MC and their parents, but secretly didn't like it much. Maybe even to the point of missing her little brother.
He's not their little brother, they're twins.
Oh, right. Their whole dynamic makes it feel like she's the older sister.
Even if they're twins, she can still technically be the older sister if she came out first. Even if she's just older by a few seconds. Still counts. I wouldn't actually be surprised if she was the older sister by a few seconds. Just saying. Just saying, it is still entirely possible for them to be twins and one still be older. By a minuscule amount.
Yeah, that's how she tries to make it seem. Don't ever let MC hear you say that, though. Not a lot of things annoy him, but calling her his older sister does. He's had to put up with enough of that already.
So, what term does he use for her then? Like, if we're thinking the JP terminology, Ane probably is not it, but would it then be Imoto? Or would he just use the generic sisters term as in Shimai? Does that work then? Because I've only... See, my Japanese knowledge sucks, so I'm not sure if Shimai is... I've mainly only ever seen Shimai used in the plural sense. As in sisters. But I assume it would work in singular too. If he can't use either Imoto or Ane/One-san. Because both of those would imply an age difference between the two. Again, me getting hung up on terminology that is not relevant for this English mod. Still.
I guess so.
But yeah, since college started, she's been at home a lot more. I don't know. Since college started, she's been a lot more, I don't know, hostile sometimes. But also more worried and caring. I don't really understand it myself. I've always wanted to be friends with her. I used to dream that I could help them get along better. But she doesn't like me very much.
Because she's jealous of you. I get it.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not very smart or cool compared to her.
I mean, maybe not, but her brother loves you a lot and has, well, a more complicated relationship with her. Food for thought. Anyway, you answered my question, and I promised to tell you what's been bothering me.
Is it really bad?
No, it's not really bad. At least I hope not. So, you know, my boyfriend and I are long distance, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, when you left the room a while back, we had our first time. And, well, I guess I kind of pushed for that to happen because I was hoping to make the relationship mean something.
Oh, yeah, I totally understand that.
You do? I would have expected you already felt like your relationship with MC meant a lot.
Oh, yeah, I do. Just bad brain stuff happens. So even though we have a really good connection, sometimes I still feel like it's not enough or I'm doing it wrong or something.
I'm sorry, Soyo.
It's okay, I'm working through it. And besides, we were talking about you.
Yeah. So anyway, afterwards I felt like nothing emotionally, just kinda empty. I'm kind of worried about feeling slutty because I physically enjoyed it despite that, but that's another whole load of baggage for me that I don't need to deal with right now. I talked to Natsuki about it, and she said, hey, if you enjoyed it physically and you're in an open relationship, just do whatever you want and don't judge yourself. Get with other guys, put yourself out there and let yourself enjoy whatever you can enjoy with your boyfriend.
That sounds like good advice.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but I don't think Natsuki gave me a very good advice for a lot of reasons. Because I put myself out there.
And what happened?
Well, there's this really cute guy who's also a freshman named Kenzo. He looks a little bit like MC, actually. You might think he's cute.
Oh, yup. She knows. She knows a thing or two about Kenzo and how cute he looks.
I see him at the auxiliary library sometimes, so I tried being really direct with him.
Drama indeed. Sayori, do you tell Ayami that she was trying to get with your ex? Do you say that or nah? Would that make it awkward? I don't know. I don't know the first thing about this kind of stuff. How would I if I've never been in a relationship? Okay, I really need to stop bringing up how hopelessly single I am. It feels like every other stream where relationships are brought up, I always get to the topic of me being single. It really feels like I'm just venting here for no good reason. Like, really, nobody is here to listen to this venting, and here I am dragging it out again, so I'm just gonna go back, keep playing the mod that I'm here for, and enjoy it.
So I tried being really direct with him. I just completely propositioned him to his face. And he just completely turned me down without a second thought. He gave me this long story about being emotionally weird about getting into any kind of relationship out of nowhere. Some girl had basically used him as a psychological shield to keep herself away from another guy.
Ooh, yeah. I do wonder who that girl could be. Must be a horrible person to just use him like that. Absolutely the worst of the worst, ain't that right, Sayori? You would hate to meet that kind of person and have that kind of person in your life, right, Sayori? Get the rain clouds in here.
and that had apparently hurt him, so he wasn't about to do anything with me. And I don't know what to think of that. It's not a super likely story, and even if it was, it's like not only am I not attractive enough to overcome that, it's like there's something wrong with me.
You would never want that person as your roommate in particular, right? Haha. Yeah. That would be the worst. Absolute worst. Hey, I'm glad that you're growing as a person. Everyone is growing as a person constantly. Some people are growing faster than others. And yeah, looking back on like your cringy role-playing days is always like a thing where you're like, I don't know. But yeah. Gabe, there you is. Thank you for the raid. How was stream? How was stream? Hope you had fun. Imagine putting your foot in your mouth so hard that you eat it. Imagine. Let me try. Well, you didn't mean it literally. Stream was good. Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. Thank you again so much for the raid. I do appreciate it. Is one of my moderators here, or is Spin still BRB? Because if so, then I gotta do the shout out, I guess, myself. Yeah, I think Spin is still BRBing. So let me do the thing real quick. Hey! No eat foot. But why? You need them for biking? Fair enough. Though I haven't actually... Here's the thing. I haven't actually used my bike as much anymore. I think it's a fair thing, but ever since I was my almost isekai moment, I don't use my bike nearly as much anymore. Like the bike was my go-to like tool for commuting. Now I just usually walk. I usually walk if something is within a reasonable distance. Now, of course, if I want to go like further into the city to go like shopping or watch a movie or something, then yeah, then I gotta drag out the bike. I still do that, but I use it a whole lot less now than I used to before the accident. Which, I mean, yeah, that's just being rammed into will do that to you sometimes, I guess. How did we get back to that topic? Oh, right, because foot in my mouth.
It's like there's something wrong with me. It's impossible for me to form that really deep, meaningful connection with someone for some reason. I'm cursed or something, and I don't know why. It's making me feel really bad about myself.
Oh, Ayami! Where to start? First of all, his story was true.
How did you know that?
See, Ayami, you're speaking to this horrible individual right now. Yup, there it be.
I'm the girl who hurt him! Yay! It was me! It was me all along!
Happy, happy, happy. Huzzah! I am to blame! Yay! Oh, brother. Yes, now Gabe is here. Yay, I stabbed him 28 times. 28 stab wounds! Didn't want to leave him a chance, huh?
How?
It's a long story. Basically, more bad brain stuff with me and MC. I thought I would hurt MC if I was with him, so I approached Kenzo and asked him to go out with me. I thought that would get rid of MC and my feelings for him. but it didn't. It was a cruel thing to do to Kenzo. I didn't even know of how he would feel. Of course I didn't. But anyway, I've never even said sorry to him. I need to do that at some point. I'm not surprised he's hurt, and he was definitely telling you the truth.
Even so,
Ayami, there's nothing wrong with you, I promise. Just because Kenzo's dealing with what I did to him, that doesn't mean it's anything wrong with you at all. Believe me, I get it though. I'm like the expert in thinking things are about me being bad, when really it's nothing to do with me.
well, I think there's stuff wrong with me even other than that. But what do you think I ought to do about the whole boy situation? I guess I just dust myself off and get back out there and try again, like Natsuki says.
I mean, yeah, you could, but you don't have to do that. I don't see why you have to go after boys at all, unless one of them really attracts you. I know what that's like.
A lot of boys really attract me.
Oh boy, here we go again. She also didn't apologize for lobotomizing her friend. Yes, one day. One day. I need to lobotomize Tormuse to free him from the pain of me lobotomizing my friends. It would be so much better, it would be so much healthier for Tormuse if he just forgot all about this and didn't have to think about it anymore. Let's get rid of all that. Get rid of all that information from your brain and any strong feelings you have about it. Wouldn't that be so much better? Yes.
But it worries me, Sayo. I kinda feel like I need to find some boy. One who I can care about and who cares about me. I feel like if I don't, I'll be doomed to being lonely forever or something. I know that doesn't make a ton of sense, but I guess it's just the way my brain works, you know? I just need to have that feeling.
Kinda sounds like you need therapy. But my therapist says I shouldn't go around telling people to go to therapy and to focus on myself. I don't know, Ayami. I think you're free to do whatever you want to do in this situation. You have the green light from your boyfriend, and you're not hurting anyone else. Just take care not to hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'll try.
What do you mean earlier when you said you thought there was other stuff wrong with you?
I'm not sure I want to talk about that.
Okay, you don't have to.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Oh boy. What a turnaround. You don't have to? Okay, then I'll do it.
But Sayori, this is really secret, okay? Like super duper secret. You can't tell anyone about this.
It's a good thing there isn't a show. It's a good thing there isn't a whole player base watching right now. Secret time, secret time, secret time for everyone. Can Sayori force change who we're watching? Isn't that like a thing where you can force change the game's POV if you really, really want to? Like, it automatically goes to people. But isn't that what Yuri did actually? Kind of? When she did the whole narrating thing, in a way? I think there is a way, if Sayori really wanted to force us to look elsewhere. Possibly. Maybe. I'm not sure. It's been a while.
You can't tell anyone about this. Not even MC, okay? Promise?
It's not anything illegal, is it?
No, Sayori, it's nothing illegal or dangerous or anything like that. I'm ashamed.
Okay, Ayami. I promise I won't tell anyone.
Okay. I kinda want to make you promise not to hate me too, but that's probably not fair. So, you know Natsuki and Yuri?
Well, yeah, of course. I've known them for a long time.
No, like, you know how they're going out?
Yes.
Are you ever, like, weirded out by that?
You mean because they're girls? You mean because they're girls, don't you?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You probably do hate me now, huh?
no, I don't hate you. I guess that makes sense of some. I guess that makes sense of some stuff. But Ayami, it is kind of disappointing. Why would it weird you out?
I don't know, it's weird. I don't think girls should be together like that.
Ooh, boy.
Why not? If guys and girls go out, what's the problem?
It's different, it's two girls.
Now see, here's the thing. Ayami, you never felt emotionally close with any guys, and you're strangely weirded out by the idea of two girls dating. Have you considered the possible connection that there might be something in your brain that you haven't figured out yet? Not saying everyone in the game needs to be into... I'm just saying it's perfectly fine if she might be straight, but I'm just saying there might be something in there. There might be something in there. Self-hating gay, such circular reasoning. Sounds sus. Game more like game. Yeah. I mean, hey, we already have the token straight couple with MC and Sayori, so it's perfectly fine if everyone else in the game swings differently. But just saying, we don't know for sure if that is the case, but there is definitely a possibility that there's something she needs to figure out about herself. It is possible. Also straight. I mean, again, I don't know. I went through most of my life thinking I'm straight, but I don't know for sure. It's not like I've ever, again, since I never had any kind of relationship, I can't say for certain what, again, we've had the conversation before that we think we might, that it's entirely possible that, in fact, highly probable that I'm in fact demisexual. We had that conversation in the past, and I do still think that is probably the most likely, but again, due to lack of experience, it is kind of hard for me to say for certain. Yeah. Again, it is kind of off topic, but still. It's okay to not understand, but now is an opportunity to learn and grow. There's always the opportunity to learn and grow. There always is.
yeah, but so what?
So, I mean, it's weird. It's not normal.
What's wrong with not being normal?
Be yourself, that is always a good moral.
We're not normal, you and me, you know?
That's not really what I meant by normal, Sayori. Look, I didn't really want to get into an argument or anything with you. It's just something I've been hiding. I know that if other people, especially Natsuki, found out I felt this way, it would probably mess things up pretty badly.
Wow, Gabe, can you imagine being outperformed like that? By the token former role player? Yeah. Indeed. That is one of the few things she has over you. One of the few. One's journey of personal growth is different on your own time. Yep. Who knows? Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll figure it out for certain. Then again, could I ever know entirely for certain? There's always even if I do think, yes, I figured it out, I know perfectly well what my sexuality is, there's always the possibility of things changing slightly during my life. Like, people never stay the same perfectly. Oh, welcome back, Spinner. Everyone's joining in on the follow age comparison. Ooh, Spinner, you've been around for slightly longer. But Gabe still outperforms you in that. But yes. Wow. Even for you it's already been 3 years? That's insane, actually. That's actually insane to think about that it's already been 3 years. Like, I know I know it's been a while, but 3 years? Damn. Did you shout out? Yeah, I did. I did notice that no moderator was in chat, so I kind of had to do it myself. So yeah, I did do the thing. Where were we?
I like being Natsuki's friend, and I don't want to cause any problems. It just weirds me out, and it was kind of stressful to completely keep it a secret from everyone. You really promise you won't tell anyone?
Yes, I promised, and I'm not going to take it back.
Can we still be friends?
Yes, silly, of course we can still be friends. As long as you don't ever do anything mean to Natsuki or Yuri because of this. They're my friends too. And don't do mean things to anyone else either. It's one thing to feel weird about it, but it's another to make other people feel weird about it.
Yeah, I understand. Trust me, I'd never do that.
Still feels recent-ish for me too. Yeah, it's just... like, I know it's been a while, just thinking about when I played, like, when I first started playing some of your mods, right? I know, just because of that it has to have been a while. But still, 3 years? Like, it's not too much more recent than Spinne joining, and I definitely feel like Spinne has been, like, one of the super duper long-term people I've known. So the fact that it hasn't even been, that you're not that much more recent compared to Spinne, that is what really blows my mind. Time is weird. Time is very weird. Appreciate the lurk.
Trust me, I'd never do that. I feel weird about feeling weird.
I think that's kind of a good sign.
How?
I'm not sure. Maybe you can get rid of the weird feeling soon if you don't like it.
Maybe.
Well, let's talk about it later. I should get ready to go to class.
Okay, Sayo. Oh, before I forget, I emailed you the notes for this morning's class. The professor said that you can feel free to take off any time you have conflict with therapy. Also, while the lecture was going, he said the stuff on pages 107 to 114 was really likely to be on the midterm. So, you know, word to the wise.
Thanks, Rumi.
You're welcome, Rumi.
12 restore playthrough, and that came out 5 years ago. Storm. Another mod that was like really well made. Again, I've said it before. I've said it before. You make some really good mods, and you see another really good mod. There's so many good mods out there, okay? And a big majority of them I'll never get around to. Tragic, really. How do I have more time to spend? That is also weird. Again, it feels weird. Time is a strange thing. One that I will never understand. Also, wow, we're really just following Sayori for the entirety of the day, aren't we? We're really just following Sayori, start to finish. Okay, that's not true. There was that one moment we had with Ayami and Natsuki. There was that one moment with Ayami and Natsuki where Sayori wasn't there. But other than that, we are basically really focusing heavily on her. And I'm not complaining, because we do like Sayori around here. We do.
Hi again, you sure are following me around today.
Yep, I was just saying the same thing.
Man, that was a talk. I didn't even know what to say about her being weird about gay people. Obviously, I don't feel that way. But at the same time, it seems like she feels bad about it. So that's hopeful, I guess. I don't know, what do you think?
I think I need to save. Let's get this Doki Doki train rolling. Well, let's see. I can't help you. Hard to be friends with someone like that. I mean, she does feel weird about it, which, again, as she said, good sign. I do think maybe give her time to sort things out. Because, again, there is a possibility, you know, the typical Damn, I hate it. I hate it. Every time I see two girls kissing, I just hate it. Totally not because I wish I was one of those two girls. That is the mindset she might have, or might not have. Again, I can't read well into her, but yes. What do you mean you hate Yuri? She's so nice. Yes. And then, of course, certain people really enjoy Yuri. Anyway, give her time, I think is what I'll say here.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right idea. It already seems like she's coming around a little, although she's already been friends with Natsuki for a long time. You'd think maybe that would have changed her mind a little, although I guess Natsuki's only been out for a little while, huh? Maybe this is what changed her mind. Maybe this is what changed her mind look. Maybe this is what her changing her mind looks like.
I can read. There we go.
Plus, I'm a roommate now, and I'm super accepting of queer people. That might be because I'm super accepting of everyone, basically, but still, I believe in her. She'll change her thinking. I've gotten to know her pretty well. I've been her roommate for a little while now, after all. She's so kind and open-minded about everything else. Really open-minded about some things. Although, I don't mind that. I'm pretty open-minded myself. She has so many strengths and so few weaknesses. She's funny, loving, easy to get along with, generous, pretty. There's so much to love about her. And the weaknesses, well, they're all about other people. There's this thing with Natsuki, sure, but that's not the main problem for her. She cares a lot about what other people think of her. Like, a lot, way more than she lets on. Other people's opinions really matter to her.
I think there are still 4 of my mods you haven't played. Fair. It's just... There's so much DDLC content that I need to get to. It's just, yeah, I'm not sure I can get around to all of it. And again, after every DDLC mod I play, I do like to take a small break from DDLC normally. Partially because DDLC is oftentimes reserved for the Saturday streams, which, you know, Saturday is my story-focused game day, so to say. But with this being like an episodic thing, that is why I've decided to do it in extra streams. Partially because it's an episodic thing, and it's not like I'd be playing this every week, because it takes like, what is it, usually about 2 weeks, right? I think, for an episode to come out on average. Ow. And so that's one of the reasons why it wouldn't feel right for a Saturday slot if I'm trying to keep up to date with it. And the other reason obviously being that the Saturday is still occupied by Last Defense Academy, which might take a while. Again, I only have 12 out of 100 endings so far, so yeah, that'll be a while. And by the time it's done, Danganronpa 2x2 will probably have come out, which means I'll have to play that. And by the time that's done, I should finally be able to get around to Shoot in Order, which is another game that I really want to play. It's a pain. I have to push everything back so far because I want to stream stuff, but I only have so much time. Make a problem continuously worse every 2 weeks. Ah, yes. Picked up Metaphor again after like 2 months of not continuing it. Play that after completing Persona 3 Reload. Strike is addicted. I have so much to do. And yes, the other Persona games. That's another thing on the backlog. Dear God. Yes, I have a lot to do. At least I know I will never run out of games to stream. So that's good.
When she said she felt like everything would be awful because she wasn't in a good enough relationship, that made sense for her. I mean, I really understand because I'm not her, and I'm in a really good relationship myself, but it made sense that she would feel that way. She's really needy, I guess I'd say, especially about boys. She's very needy. She needs them to love her and be attracted to her. She's kind of like a character in a visual novel.
I mean, she is a character in a visual novel. Must dispatch haste. 100% do games. Yeah, I gotta finish all that, don't I? Absolutely. Let's get on that right now. Do it now. I mean, hey, listen. This is probably why that's my playlist. No, I'll have to do that too. Totally. But no, listen. If I had the glorious opportunity of being able to go full-time streaming, that's like a luxury that I feel like most people would really adore having. But if I had that luxury, even at the risk of burning myself out, I would probably stream daily for a very, very long time before I realize, okay, burnout is setting in, I need to schedule it out a little bit more. Just because of the amount of games I need to get through, and because I do enjoy this, obviously.
You know, even besides that she actually is one. You understand what I mean?
Oh, there goes the music.
Sorry, that just reminded me of something. You know, that's a thing that happens in those dating VNs, right? The girl or girls are there to care about and love the player, and to make the player feel really sure they'll be wanted. The girls often are a little, well, dependent on you. Like they really, really need you to make them feel more secure. That's the way it was with all of us before too. But we all got past it and became our own people rather than someone dependent on you.
Except for Monica.
Mostly. I was really depressed. I needed you to help me and support me. But then it was MC supporting me, not you. And also I put in the work to get better. And now I don't need you. You're just like my friend that I see sometimes. Natsuki is normally really self-reliant and independent, but then the game made it clear that she was very lonely and felt isolated and in a very bad situation at home. She needed you too. She jumped all over the chance to share one of her interests with you. But then she also became her own person. She's even more independent than ever. You don't need me to tell you that. Yuri was a little different. She didn't need you at all at first. She was interested in you maybe a little bit, but she didn't need you. At least not until the game made her into this complete yandere character. At that point, she needed you so badly that she died no matter what you did. That was a very sad one to me. Yuri's not really like that. She's contained, you know. She does her own thing most of the time. So it was really sad to learn what happened to her. But she also got past it and she grew a lot. She's much more confident now in dealing with other people, even though she's still shy. And she doesn't need anyone. Well, she really likes having Natsuki around, but that's by choice, not because she wouldn't survive it all without Natsuki. So yeah.
I don't need you to Let's Play her. Good thing I don't have a character file. Deletes CodeErr.vrm. That would be painful. I would not like to have that happen. Must protect CodeErr.vrm for all eternity. Anyway.
We all got better and past that version of ourselves. Almost all of us.
Ouch. Bonked? No. That was not a bonk, that was an anvil! Monica's not needy, just in love. Yeah, she totally doesn't need me. She's totally not dependent on the player whatsoever. She's totally normal about things, right? Do we think she's a little better, though, compared to before? Definitely. Especially compared to the base game. She's definitely a little better, especially compared to the base game. But she is still kind of dependent on, the player.
Yeah, she's probably a little better. There have been some good signs, but on the whole, you have to see how bad she still is. She was one of those girls too, you know. Someone meant to need you. It just wasn't as obvious at first. For one thing, Monica's very strong mentally and emotionally. It's not in her nature to need something from anyone else.
Also, did I not save there? I guess I didn't. Damn. Guess I'll have to speed run to that point if I want the choice again.
So your nature didn't need something from anyone else, or at least she doesn't naturally like it. And for another thing, that's the whole point of our game. She's supposed to just be off to the side being the competent president, while you pursue one of us other needy girls. And then when it turns out she's interested in you, then she gets needy.
You can never be undone your own choice. I have, except I can go to another choice to undo this choice.
A lot needy, the most needy of all the needy girls. I feel bad for her about that. Again, it just doesn't seem like it's in her nature. And she deserves a lot better. That's why I think of her as a victim of all this, as much as anyone else. Maybe even more so, because she's had such trouble moving on. Someday, though, I know she'll be alright in time. I wrote a poem about this once, actually. But, well, enough talk about that, I think. It's not really my part. Anyway, I've spent enough time talking your ear off about stuff. I should get to class. Have a good visit with us.
I remember your choices. Ah, someone other than Sayori again. The class murmurs and various students finds their seats. I found one! I found one! Haha! There's my point. Megalometer sounds play. See, I remember you are choices too. Haha. And I remember you are typos. How did that get by me? Oh, well, it didn't get by me. Fool! You fool. Too many plurals, yep. Brain likes to autocorrect things, that is true. That is true. All the more reason why it's beneficial to have multiple people proofreading stuff. Because something will slip by at least one person. Like, I have found mistakes in Last Defense Academy, which is a full price game, unlike this, which is a fan-made mod. Like, in a fan-made mod of a game, like, this stuff is more than reasonable. But finding multiple mistakes in a full price game is a different story. Now again, it is a very, very, very big one with lots and lots of text, and a lot of localization studios didn't apparently even want to take the game because of how much text there was. But still, it is kind of a thing when I stumble upon mistakes in Last Defense Academy. It doesn't happen often, but I do have to point it out when it does happen. Alright everyone, settle in, I'm here, finally. So for today's lecture, we need to briefly review the last thing we talked about a few days ago. Where's MC? He's not usually late for class. Honestly, that boy. It seems like he's been applying himself in this class, but he'll never keep up if he doesn't. MC looks tired and disheveled as he takes his seat. Kagami leans in and whispers to him. He totally only played one short round last night, correct? Hey, you alright? MC just gives her a black look and then focuses on the lecture. One Hades 2 run, and that was it. Yes, one quick Hades 2 run. Jeez, what's his problem? Alright, that's enough for now. Enjoy your long weekend and don't fall behind on the reading. Is it? Hang on. Is it fall behind in the reading? I've only ever heard the term fall behind on, to fall behind on something. Is it actually fall behind in? I've never really heard that before, but I guess that also might just be a me thing. Either is correct. Okay, I've just never heard that one. 2 on the end of their names with the newest referring to DLC. Well, hope you're looking forward to that then. Either is correct. Well, that is good to know for future reference. Again, I do not know how stuff works. I do not have a good grasp of the English language, you see. How could I? How could I have a good grasp on the English language? It is just beyond me. But that is what I get for not being a native speaker. It is a tragedy. A true tragedy. But I shall now continue the game. I guarantee you next time will be really confusing if you haven't done the reading. Everybody gets up to leave, but MC just sinks into his seat and closes his eyes. Kagami watches him while everyone else leaves them alone. Hey. Hey! What do you want? I'm trying to check on you, moron. You walked in here, barely able to keep yourself together, and you missed like half the lecture, it seems like. You look like you haven't slept. Something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with me. I'm fine. Obviously not true. What's up with you? Fess up. I'm not going to talk about this with you. I'm in no mood to deal with your harassment today. Whoa, hang on. I'm not trying to harass you. You called me a moron immediately. Because you yelled at me immediately. This is what I'm in no mood for right now. I'm going. I think this... Have we seen this background already? I don't recall. Stupid MC. Hey, are you okay? Who this? Huh? Monica! It's just Monica.
Just asking if you're alright.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just a weird day. Thanks for checking on me, though.
You must be MC's sister just from the resemblance alone.
You know him?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine, clubmate from high school. You guys really do look like twins. I'm Monica.
Kagami? A pleasure.
Likewise. Well, I don't want to pry about what's going on. If you're okay, you're okay. Just didn't look that way.
Clearly non-canon since Kagami never feels sadness or regret. Yeah, how could she? It's impossible. Is it really that obvious?
To me at least, yeah. It's pretty clear you were having a hard time.
Well, if you're MC's friend, maybe you can help. It's about him.
Oh yeah? Well, tell me about it. I'm glad to help with things when I can.
Miss Ida! Hirayama. Okay, who was Hirayama? I don't recall. Again, not important enough to have a sprite, so I don't care. I'm not sure, however, if that is what he intended. That word is subject to many possible definitions, only one of which, as far as I'm aware, relates to an emotional state. I have not heard from him since. I must conclude either that he is not interested or that he has too much else to worry about at this time. But I have spoken about myself for too long, I think. Now, it's been several minutes. Your own attempts at romance proceeding. Kaido's teacher, who is Ida's friend? Well, I would figure he's Ida's friend because they're talking about their romance lives. Ida, indeed. Asumi?
Oh, sorry. I guess my dating life's going okay. Some ups and downs, but better than it used to be at least.
Does it look like Haji might return soon?
No.
I presume things are still going tolerably with the other gentlemen then?
Yes.
That's good then. She, yes. She. Did I say he? I'm still not gonna change voices or anything. Seem in need of focus today. I should leave you to work.
No, that's not necessary. You don't have to go, Junko.
Right, it's Junko! Now that's the name I recognize. I didn't recognize the last name. But I do recognize... Because of course I would recognize the name Junko, because of Danganronpa Brain Rot. But I do remember that there was a character named Junko in this. I do remember. There we go. This is all about Junko's cats. Right? Pretty sure she was also the one with the cats. Same place in metaphor? Well, ain't that something for you, Spinne? The references. Good stuff. We like references. Cat singular, right.
I like having you here.
Whoa, what's with that reaction?
What is it you're looking at on the computer?
Well, not bad. Is this yours? Oh, you really... She's gonna leak everything. She's gonna leak all the intel. Miss Ida is a leak.
No, it's something I'm trying to figure out.
Miss Ida quickly minimizes the window. Ida!
Apologies, didn't mean to intrude onto something private. It's okay, I was just trying to figure out what it even does. Well, before you close it, I saw it uses ArcPy. That is informative. I don't know much about coding. What does that mean?
Well, to state the abbreviated version, it would be something you use for geographic problems and applications. It is often used in conjunction with ArcGIS for particular geographic applications, like relating computer programs to maps and buildings and things. I would say that whatever the use of this thing may be, it is safe to say it has some intersection between computers and geographic information. Python is a programming language. You'd use ArcPy for Python-implemented applications that made use of geographic information.
I see. So about your date, are you going to call him again?
Perhaps not. I think I will leave it for him to say if he still has interest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
MC is sleeping at one of the clubroom desks. Ah, it's club time now.
Oh, hello, MC.
Yuri returns out into the hallway. A minute passes.
Hello, beloved.
Why are we whispering?
MC's asleep inside.
Dude, it's club time. He's got a wakey now.
If he's asleep right now, he probably needs it very badly. Not everyone is here yet, and let him rest until we start.
Alright. Don't even get me started, oh boy. Oh boy. Did that open up a whole can of worms for you? So, what? Are we just going to stand here and whisper until Monica and Sayori get here?
What? Don't you like it when I whisper?
Hey, knock it off. He might only be pretending to be asleep. And MC, fuck you if you're pretending to be asleep. Besides, we've already been caught making out in the clubroom once, and that was enough.
That is true. I hear someone coming in any event.
Hey guys,
Hey, keep it down, your man is sleeping.
Oh, I see. Man,
What is it?
everybody's talking about MC today. I passed Monica and Kagami out in the hallway, in the hall talking about him.
Huh. I wonder what they're...
Hello, everyone. I saw MC was asleep through the window.
Yeah, but it's gotta be time to wake him up now. We gotta get club started.
Hang on, I'll do it.
Sayori kneels down by MC's face, resting on the desk. Then she kisses him on the lips very slowly several times. Oh, well, that's one way to wake up. What was that about being caught making out in the clubroom and that being enough? What an affectionate display you get to witness here. She has program and now she has PTSD about maps. Oh boy. Yikes. Programming, am I right? Horrible stuff. Horrible stuff.
Good morning, handsome man.
Unprotected kissing. What's next? Hand-holding?
Or, good afternoon. You fell asleep in the clubroom.
Oh man. Did you just kiss me like that in front of everyone?
I sure did. Now come on, it's time for club.
Okay. Give me a second.
Come on. I'll kiss you more if you get up in the next 10 seconds. Normally, I wouldn't allow this kind of thing in the literature club, but if it helps get things started in a timely fashion...
Stare.
Alright, that's enough. That's going way too far.
Stare.
No need to indulge yourselves. Let's get started.
Kagami and Monica talked about. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Maybe that's something for later. Who knows? Well, there's one person who knows. Holding or get pregnant. Hand holding? Don't you know that's how babies are made? One thing led to another. And then all of a sudden the club had some new, very young members that they had to bring for all the sessions. Lest they be unsupervised.
As usual, we have a few things on the agenda today. Poems, names from a pencil case, and emails. What should we start with?
I vote for poems first, as usual. Get them out of the way.
Sure thing. It was poems about the sunrise this time. Since you want to get it done, Natsuki, how about you go first?
Yep. Alright, here we go. Poem time. Glory. Glory to the sun as it rises. Everything knows what it means, what it gives. The insects come out, the birds sing for joy, the trees stretch and learn to drink the light. Lean to drink the light, I can speak. The reptiles bathe in it. Imagine being 1,000 feet deep in the sea, the darkness, the murmuring oblivion, and then you plant your feet on the seafloor and launch up, faster and faster. Hints of light trickle in. You see a fish here and there, faster and faster, and you start to see the rays diffracting about. But before you can even think about it, you emerge, flying up into the air. Glory all around you, the bright sun shining, the only shining gem in all the darkness. So bright that all else becomes bright. You can do this every day. Alright, so to quickly get into the few Yuri influences, first of all, Yuri is the ocean person. So maybe that influenced it a little bit, but then again, sunrise over the ocean is also a classic, so it might just be that. But I choose to believe that's a little bit of Yuri's fascinations trickling in. Also, diffracting. Just saying that's probably more of a Yuri word that wormed its way in here because of, you know, the effect Yuri has on Natsuki's life. And I see Yuri has a strong reaction to this one, huh?
I cannot describe how incredible I find this poem. This is such a radical departure for you. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, I kinda wanted the point of this one to be that it's super amazing, that this super amazing thing happens every day. But because it happens every day, no one really understands how amazing it is. So I just kinda tried to find a way to get across how incredible and powerful it is. I didn't really mean to, but I ended up writing something kinda different in the process.
It is the most beautiful of all your wonderful written works to date. Of all your wonderful written work to date. My work had a somewhat similar theme of the sunrise being taken for granted, but I could not possibly flatter myself that my poem was half as good as this at making that point.
Fantastic work, Natsuki. You really challenged yourself with this one, whether you meant it to or not. I really adore the device of emerging from underwater to this amazing, bedazzling brilliance, and then comparing that to the experience you can have every day.
Yeah, that was the best way I could think of to get across how amazed we should be by it. We don't see a lot of all caps in poems. It seems really appropriate here though. Like, the power of the sun needs to be all capitalized. Totally. I actually wrote it normally the first time, but then I was like, no, this is not enough. So I rewrote it with the all caps version. I was like, yeah, this is way better.
Everything on the planet really loves the sun. Your poem reminded me of how plants and animals greet it when it comes. That really is a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Thank you. Well, babe, I was gonna suggest you go next, but I don't want to put you on the spot. I really doubt that mine is way better than yours.
It is, but I will go anyway. Just don't judge it too harshly by comparison.
Let's judge it as harshly as possible. An ordinary divinity. The sunrise is a reminder that we are all spinning. The sun holds as to us. It is we that turn. We turn to look at her face, and like bashful lovers turn away, unable to endure such a powerful radiance. But we know that we need her. We can't live without her. So we turn back, again and again, until our turns become twirls, and our gaze upon our goddess becomes a daily ritual, a sacred mundane. I mean, I can definitely see the mundanity of the sunrise. Again, being expressed here how it's an everyday thing, that is still amazing, similarly to what Natsuki said as well. Definitely expressed a bit differently. Alright, I'm supposed to be very harsh on it, right? How dare you not use capitalization to get your point across? Oh no! But no, you had a good one.
I think this is about something other than the sun.
I can see why you would think that, but it really is about the sun rather than Natsuki. The sun is such a glorious thing to use Natsuki's idea, so glorious that we would all die if we face towards it continuously. So we live because we turn away and then towards it, and in the process we get used to it.
An ordinary divinity.
Exactly. I was not quite sure how I felt about it being ordinary. I just thought that getting across that it was ordinary to us was a good point for the poem to have.
I think it's definitely a good point. It's more to the point about it than Natsuki's. Natsuki's is more grandiose, which is strange to say compared to one of your poems, Yuri. That's the reverse of how it usually is. But yours still gets the point across nicely. And whether you meant it or not, it is pretty romantic about the sun.
I don't know, man. The sun sounds pretty beautiful and awesome. Hot, you might say. But really, babe, I don't know why you say this is worse than mine. I actually like it better than mine.
I think it's because Yuri wrote a poem that Natsuki would usually like, and Natsuki wrote a poem that Yuri would usually like. It's really cute that you didn't do it on purpose, but they're both really good poems. Okay, I think I'm ready to go now.
Alright, here we go. Felt difference. I never see the sunrise. I'm always sleeping in. My eyes are only open after the day begins. But once I saw a sunrise. I was tired and so cold. Someone made me watch it, who was a lot more bold. I thought, I've seen a sunset, surely it must be the same, just over there instead of here, and with a different name. I wasn't right about that. The two are not alike, with as different energy as day compared to night. A warm and wistful ending. Sunsets are calm and sad. Sunrise is cold and bitter. Yet day's hope makes it glad. I wonder, did MC get her to watch the sunrise with him? Would be a very romantic thing to do. I can see MC doing that and being the one who was a lot more bold, as she put it. Man, I get a totally different vibe from sunrises. I mean, I guess I get where the hope part comes from, but man, I always get tired when I look at sunrises, as you'll see when you read my poem. But besides all that, I really like the feeling of this poem. You use the meter and rhyme really well.
Yeah, I wanted this to be more of a normal sounding poem.
Was MC the person who made you watch the sunrise?
No, it was my dad.
Oh, interesting.
I've actually seen more than one sunrise, I think. But I really remember the one he made me watch. We were out on vacation in the country somewhere, camping. And he woke me up really early and made me watch the sunrise. I can't really remember seeing one before then, but it really did feel different than a sunset.
I understand what you mean entirely. Sunsets, besides feeling warmer, have a more orange-red feeling to them, and sunrises are more blue.
It is interesting that you think of sunrise and sunsets as having those colors. Don't they both have those colors in some part?
Yes,
but this is more about the feel of them than the actual color, if that makes sense. Although they both do have all those colors.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Sunrises are cooler, and not just because it's colder outside, but at the same time, I feel like they have more energy to them. Because they begin the day and sunsets are about day's ending. Yeah, that's exactly it. I see. Well, MC, just you and me left. Shall you go or shall I?
I'll go. Too long. The sunrise makes me tired. I've been up too early when I see it. And I'll have to be up a long time still. The sunrise just reminds me how long there is to go. It's worse than the summer. Well, before you had coolness, and you can feel the heat keep leaking in, gradually, like the boiling frog, and there's nothing for it. People say a long day to mean they've had a hard day, and on days when you see the sunrise, you've had the longest day you can, the hardest day you can, unless you go to bed early.
You don't like summer sunrises, huh? I actually prefer them because they're less chilly. My poem is all about how cold sunrises can be.
Yeah, it's not so much that the sunrise itself is uncomfortable, it's just, you know it's gonna get really hot. Not a fun feeling, especially when you have a long day ahead of you.
Don't you ever have days where you don't have a long day ahead of you at sunrise?
Not really. Not really, that I can remember anyway. It seems like every day that I see a sunrise, it's because I had to wake up early to do something all day. That's why they just feel exhausting.
Well, you should see some sunrises just for fun then. They're really nice when you don't have to be anywhere or do anything. You and I should get up early someday and watch one.
The two of them getting up early. Well, that's gonna be a challenge and a half. I think they'd have better luck just pulling an all-nighter to watch the sunrise.
And then go right back to bed.
That sounds nice, Bun, although it's always hard to fall back asleep once you wake up.
Not for me these days.
Yeah, who's gonna wake up who, exactly? That's gonna you wake us up by screaming at us at 4 a.m. She would totally do it.
I can kinda see both sides of the sunrise. Mostly I get the MC vibe off of them. Like, fuck, I'm up so early and today sucks. That's when I get off, that's what I get off this poem.
You got it.
At the same time, yeah, the sunrise is incredibly beautiful and weirdly hopeful. I guess it's like one of those, Rorschach tests. How much you're into a sunrise depends on what kind of day you're gonna have. And whether you get to go back to sleep after sunrise.
I was pleased by the use of analogy to the frog in the slowly boiling water. I did not quite understand the poem at first. I really love sunrises myself, but the feeling of the heat gradually building with the use of that analogy really made me understand how you felt about them. It was a perfect way to encapsulate your point of view on it in a way I could grasp. Very good communicative poetry. Thanks, Yuri. That means a lot coming from you.
Well, it's one of those rare occasions where I get to go last.
Is it really that rare?
It feels like it sometimes. Anyway, here's mine.
Winter's sun. Awake in early morning, cold and stormy. Just stars above, and shiver cold. I scrunch my sleeves and scrounge for heat. The chill will bite through clothing's folds. And then the sun, dark red and done? Dim, I think is what that says. No, it's not an I. Done. Up over hill. A sliver runs. An inkling of warmth seeps through the storm. Grateful for little. A beggar's crumbs. Another word that I haven't really heard a lot. Oh well. Ah, the exact opposite feeling of mine, kind of. Dun. Yeah, in that way I get it, but is it actually a word too? Anyway, the exact opposite feeling of mine, kind of. I was worried about too hot and you were worried about too cold.
Yes, that's right. Or rather, I was trying to talk about how that first glint of sunlight feels when you're cold in the early morning.
That feeling of eagerness for any warmth, however small, crumbs to starving beggars, how you put it.
Yes, I actually was struggling to decide between two expressions here. I was either going to say drops of water on barren land or crumbs to a beggar. Now that I think about it, I kind of like drops of water better, but I changed my mind about it 5 times the other day, so really it's just a case of grass being greener.
Gee, I wonder if someone ever wrote a poem about grass being greener on the other side. And sent it in an email.
Even a little bit of something that you really need or miss goes a long way, huh, Monica? Sure does. Question, what does done mean?
Oh, well, so Yuri asked the questions. From Shakespeare. So Yuri actually asked exactly what I meant, what I was asking.
Sort of take it to mean dark or dim, although really it means a specific pale brownish grayish color, which you can sort of associate with early sunrise.
The word actually comes from the same root as dusk, actually, so ironically you've used the word associate with sunsets.
Really? I would think that the pale gray color I'm thinking of would be more of a sunrise-ish color.
I agree.
I like the lilt of this one. I can kinda naturally feel where I'm supposed to raise my pitch and lower my pitch. It's very lyrical. It'd be super easy to find a melody to go with these words.
Thanks. Yeah, I like it when you can really infer how to say a poem just from the way it's structured. Normally I'm not very good at that, so Yuri's really the expert on it of all of us. But sometimes I can pull it off alright. Well then, that's all the poem is presented. I'll assume we want to do emails last as usual, and we can do names from a pencil case. Madam Vice President, do you have the honored pencil case full of names?
I sure do. Although it's not really full of names. It just has 3 names in there.
That's enough names, I'd say. Please do the honors.
The winner today is you, Monica.
So what's it gonna be? Gonna make us read some book over the next half hour? Or worse, over the weekend?
No. I think I'd just like to take a trip to the student union and get some snacks.
Getting snacks? Insane.
What? But that doesn't really count as an activity, does it? It's not really even literary.
I don't think you get to lecture me about whether the free time activity has to be literary or not. Besides, there's precedent for this. We went grocery shopping one time for the free activity.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess it's just a little unlike you. Usually you'd be all serious and literary about it.
Yeah, I guess I'm just feeling a little worn out today. Instead of digging deep on some literary thing, I'd really just like to ease off for a bit, go get some snacks and then come back and do emails. I could use some time just to turn my brain off for a while, I think.
Well, I'm not gonna complain about snacks.
Neither would I. I know they're talking about snacks and not just like proper food, but I am getting kind of hungry now. I am definitely gonna... Like, once the stream is over, I'm immediately gonna head over to the kitchen and stuff my face. And by stuff my face, I mean I actually need to prepare something to eat. Can't just stuff my face without actually preparing any food. I mean, I could if I just relied on snacks again, but I do need to eat something properly.
We're gonna come back here right after and do emails.
That's the plan.
Let's go!
What an activity.
What are you getting, babe?
Oh! Is the clerk here during the day as well? Or does the clerk just work the evening/night shifts?
What are you getting, babe?
I have not decided. I might not get anything.
You can't come out here and then not get anything.
But mostly it's all junk food.
Yeah, that is true. The cashier's always ragging on me about... The cashier! Yuri, come over here for a second. I want you to... Oh.
What's wrong?
That one sarcastic cashier isn't working right now. I guess that makes sense. I think I remember them talking about working nights.
You wanted me to meet the cashier?
Yeah, I think you would have liked him. Now come on. You need to buy something.
My kitchen always full of ingredients. And not food. Yes, I do wish it was just full of food sometimes. Oh well. I guess I'll just make some quick sausages. I do still have some nice buns left over that, you know, that I could just slap the sausages then into, like make sausages, slap them into some buns, and taste the tastiness. Not sure if yeah, it wouldn't take too long to do that. Wouldn't take too long, and it would be a very filling meal, I think. Probably. Should be. I have some nice... Okay, now that you say it, I did phrase it weirdly, didn't I? Oh god, I now see how that phrasing can be taken. Yeah, you know that's not what I meant. I meant like, you know, bread buns. Like the food! Also, I have multiple sausages, not one. Which also sounds weird now that I think about it. We're getting some weird lines today. Anyway. There's multiple sausages. Yeah, no, I realized it as soon as I said it. I should know. I should know better than to keep digging my grave. I should drop this topic before I say anything else. Before I say anything else, like how I want to squirt some condiments on those sausages. Anyway, how to bonk chat? You sadly can't. You can only bonk me. A true tragedy. No, I don't have to, but if you insist.
Okay, I think I'm set.
Well, that definitely looks like it'll be enough. You know, I kind of deserve that too. Yeah. That time I intentionally walked into it. Oh, that definitely looks like it'll be enough.
Do you think I could get more?
No, I think this is plenty.
Man, Monica got even more than me. Usually you go pretty light. There's a reason I wanted to go get snacks. It's a snacky kind of day for me. Are you okay? I know that when I'm getting a ton of snacks, I feel pretty bad. You're fine, Sayori. I am definitely trying to feel better about through the use of snacks, but it's nothing terrible. I could just use a pick-me-up, you know. Good. But why not just get snacks from the snack basket? The student union has stuff that I don't usually stock the basket with. Plus, the snack basket is perilously low at the moment.
Gee, I wonder whose fault that is.
Before you judge me too much for buying all this, you should know that some of it is for the snack basket. You're so noble! I try. MC, are you getting anything?
Just these cookies. Don't worry, Ban, I got them knowing you would eat at least half.
I won't eat that many. I have cookies of my own snacks. I just want a taste, maybe one or two.
Well, hey, more for me then. Damn it, now I want cookies as well.
Okay, everyone.
Man, it feels like it's been a minute since you said okay, everyone. Solid.
Solid?
Immensely solid. You have no idea.
Okay. In any event, we're ready to finish up some emails. We answer emails every meeting from everyone in the real world. They're looking at us, right, Sayori? Right! So don't forget you can email me at lit.club.press .monica@gmail.com and send in your questions for the club. We get to most of the questions eventually. And now without further ado, let's get right to it. Can we pull up the first one? You got it!
Alright, here we go.
Right into the video games, I see.
Video games. We like video games in our video game. Yo, I know I sent you like 3 emails in the span of 2 days, but I realized I'd forgotten that I actually had a few questions too. First off, Sayori and Natsuki, and anyone else who Mario Karts. What's your favorite course? Your favorite course music? Your main? For the record, mine are Squeaky Clean Spirit, SNES, Rainbow Road, and Inkling Girl, Kamek, and Wiggler. I asked this last time, but it kinda got lost in the shuffle. Not that I blame you. It kinda got completely overshadowed by the music, and that's kinda on me, lol. Okay, not sure about favorite track, honestly. There's a lot of good stuff. I mean, we can all agree Coconut Mall being peak meme material as far as tracks are concerned. Favorite track, though, favorite, like, track to drive on, like, not music track. Favorite track to drive on, let's see. I do really like Neo Bowser City, I think is what it was called, right? Or is it Neo Koopa City? One of the two. I don't know which one is the official name. I know there's some confusion because the German uses one terminology and the English version uses the other. But yeah, that is one that I kind of really like, both visually, and there's that one point where you can just like get some really nice drift boosts, as long as you don't, as long as you're cautious and don't fall off. As for my main, Iggy Koopa. Iggy Koopa is my main in Mario Kart. There you have it. That's the Mario Kart knowledge you need about me. Second, Yuri and Miss Ida. Really everyone, but I think they'll appreciate it most. From what I understand, mammals with blue, green, purple, etc. fur may have existed in IRL real life at one point. Ah yes, in real life. I love it when stuff exists in real life. When mammals were first starting to be a thing. However, if I recall correctly, the mammals of today evolved entirely from dull-colored nocturnal mammals, which explains why humans tend to have duller hair colors. Meanwhile, you guys live on George Orwell's anime farm and evolved from stuff like Notepad Plus and Krita. So you guys can have hair colors that range from the plausible but vibrant to I can't believe it's not hair dye. Extra unnecessary redundancy in real life for real, yes. We like the redundancy. Thirdly, what's up with the color text boxes? Was that just something Monica did, or... And fourthly, Miss Ida, who is still not here. What do you think of your sprite work? I know that when you saw it for the first time it was a shock, but what about in retrospect?
All you video game people answer this first one. I'll text Miss Ida in the meantime so we don't have to wait for her answers to stuff when we get there.
I definitely agree with you that the best track has gotta be Rainbow Road. I think my favorite is the Mario Kart 64 one. So many sick skips on it. I'll go with that for my favorite music as well. My favorite karter is Birdo, I think. Maybe Baby Rosalina, but I dig Birdo. My favorite track is DK Mountain from Mario Kart Wii. Favorite musical track, that's kind of hard. I think I'll go with another Mario Kart 64 selection and go with the Bowser's Castle theme from that one. I really dig that. I really like racing as Dry Bones and 8, so I'll pick them for my favorite racer. The automated ATM machine, yep. And my personal PIN number. It is very important that you know this stuff, you know? The personal. We like redundancy. It's such a fun thing.
My favorite racer is Yoshi. I really like Yoshi Valley. My favorite one is the updated one in Mario Kart 8. And my favorite song is the Rock Mountain from 7. Good Mario Kart questions. Go ahead, Yuri, the next part is for you.
What about Speedo?
I'm working on it. Go ahead and answer the question.
Oh, shit emails? What do you mean shit emails? I'm not really sure there is a question. I suppose there might be some valid evolutionary biological reason why we have these more vibrant hair colors and you do not. But really, I suppose the true reason is that we are fiction. A writer or artist at some point thought these colors would be more interesting. I'm not sure what else I have to add to this topic. As Miss Ida responded,
Not yet. We'll come back to this once I get in touch with her. Let's just do the next part for now.
better than piss emails. Oh shit, emails! There we go, that's the correction. Better than oh piss emails. Again, another reason why punctuation is important. Yuri had a whole mod dedicated to that. The difference between helping your uncle jack off a horse and helping your uncle jack off a horse. That's also partially because of... Actually, the thing about that is mostly capitalization as well. I don't think we have. I don't think we have seen yours yet. This is the first email today, by the way.
I guess I should probably answer it. I didn't do anything to the text boxes, that's just the way it is, and I'm fully aware that it's different than the way things were in the base game.
See, there be the difference. Capitalizing the jacks to make sure it's your Uncle Jack, who you're helping, off a horse. Haha. Again, it is important. It might seem similar, very different. And capitalization and punctuation will make the difference there.
Few things are different in that way. It's part of us moving on from the base game, I suppose, but whatever the cause is, I like it. It feels like it gives us all our own personality. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna get Miss Ida on the phone here. She said to just call her. Hello? Hi, Monica. You're on speakerphone for everybody, including the audience. Hello, everyone.
Teach, aren't you, like, busy?
I'm just working on a lesson plan. I don't have class this afternoon. Right, well, we have some questions for you from viewers. Go ahead. The first one wasn't so much a question as it was noting that animal furs can be different colors in real life, including colors like blue and purple. So the emailer hypothesizes that maybe there's some valid reason why we can have those hair colors, but the real world can't. That may be so. Biology is not really my field, but more likely it's just a narrative device since we're in a video game. That's what I said. I agree. Alright, next question is, what do you think of your sprite, basically? The emailer notes that you were probably shocked when first seeing it, but wonders what you think of it now that you've had some time to reflect. Oh, that's a very interesting question. I would say it's definitely me, if that makes sense. It really gets across what I'm like, it captures my essence, or at least some of it. Let me think. If you've ever gotten a caricature done, it's somewhat like that. You look at it and you think, yes, that's definitely me, and it really gets at who I am. But it doesn't capture all of you, it's just one picture. Well, in this case, however many sprites it is. It does represent me very well, just as the other sprites represent the others very well. But it doesn't come close to giving you the full picture, if that makes sense. Still, I was flattered by my sprites, they look really nice.
Let's eat grandma versus let's eat grandma. Punctuation saves lives. It really does.
Thanks, Miss Ida. You're very welcome. I assume you want to get back to lesson planning, but there are a few more emails, and some of them may have questions for you. Oh, just keep me on the line then. I'll use you guys as background noise while I do work, and I'll jump in when it's for me. It'll be nostalgic. Alright then.
Alright. I return once more. Anyways, answering your question. My favorite episode so far is either episode 35 or 36. Due to the stuff I was doing while reading it, may have involved coding. Anyways, I have a few questions. Yuri, in your mod, what was the cupboard? It was clearly dangerous enough for the universe to distract them from that cupboard. Was there a nuke in there? A lightsaber? We need an answer! Have you ever seen an anime called School Life? Gakko Gurashi. I mean, I have seen animes that were set in school, but I have not seen School Life. I have seen stuff like Daily Lives of High School Boys. That's a good one. That's a fun comedy. Daily Lives of High School Boys, I can recommend. Very silly stuff. Very fun characters. Also, not afraid to break the fourth wall for comedy's sake when necessary.
Let me see. Oh, their favorite episodes were the ones closest to our graduation. That was a pretty interesting time. Not a bad choice. We've had a couple of questions for Yuri.
This first question is addressed to me by mistake. C made the mod with the inaccessible cupboard, not me. Plus, didn't you already talk about what was in that cupboard?
I did, but I don't mind saying it again. So basically, the bad guy's journal is in that cupboard. If you open it, if you open it, tells you... If you open it, tells you where the bad stuff is and lets you know some of his weaknesses and weapons. Shouldn't it be if you open it, it tells you? Shouldn't there be a second it? Or am I mistaken? If you open it, tells you where the bad stuff is. Did I find one, or was that already found? Or am I just being stupid and that's actually not a mistake and I'm just, once again, making wrong assumptions? You did already catch that. Alright. So it was already caught. You get specific warnings about the knife. So obviously the bad guy has a vested interest in distracting you from finding out what's in the cupboard. I figured the gang would probably get sidetracked by the distraction as he intended.
Yes, I remember now. As to your other question, I'm afraid I have not seen the anime in question. Natsuki, have you?
Sorry, nah.
Apologies then for having no insight as to the anime. I do not watch many even now, but do feel free to explain it to me.
Natsuki, what was the tallest thing you ever baked and how tall was it? How long was Yuri's longest ramble and what was it about? Was it as long as a Tormu's tangent? Who knows? Is it possible for you to outcook Sayori's endless hunger for cookies? Depends on how many ovens get provided.
You're up next, Natsuki.
I see. Tallest thing I've ever baked? I'm not sure. I don't exactly measure everything I make. I did make a 2-tier cake once, so that's probably it. That was maybe, I don't know, 30 centimeters? So roughly 30 centimeters for a 2-tier chocolate cake. I honestly could not tell you about Yuri's longest ramble.
Nothing as long as Tormu's tangents. Now imagine, given the opportunity, Tormuse and Yuri engaged in some kind of random topic, going on a massive tangent while the rest of the club just moves on with their day. How long could that take? If Yuri were to be interactive like that. Sadly, discussions are limited to emails, where a discussion cannot exactly go on like that, at least 2 hours apart. That makes sense.
I honestly could not tell you about Yuri's longest ramble. I don't time those either. Plus, to be real with you, I kind of get caught up listening to whatever she's talking about, so I can't really tell the time. Unless it's really boring and I'm not in the mood. But usually, I really like her rambles. I don't know, sometimes she'll talk about something for like an hour, 2 hours. Usually that happens when I'm interested and I'm asking her questions about it and stuff. So I guess there's your answer. Your third question, at least, is really easy to answer. No way. I could never ever outbake Sayori's cookie hunger. Unless I made it my full-time job, I guess. Cookies take a little while to bake and then cool to an eatable temperature.
Some cookies are really at the best when they're really fresh out of the oven and don't cool off. Prime example, snickerdoodles. I absolutely adore snickerdoodles. And when they are fresh out of the oven, like right out of the oven, still incredibly warm and still soft, they make you ascend. Pure perfection. Love no cookie more than that. Absolutely amazing. I gotta make some again at some point. I really do. Just so good. But yeah, I feel like people are aware of that, probably. At least some people at least I hope some of you are aware of how tasty they are. If not, you're missing out.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but Sayori can go through some cookies. I guess eventually she's bound to lapse into a cookie coma and I could use that time to catch up. But eventually I'd run out of money for ingredients or I'd get tired and she'd just eat everything, man. Girl really likes cookies.
Sayori, you're going to need to cut back on sugar at some point. I've never seen someone eat so many sweets in my entire life, and I like sweets myself.
It's true.
Sayori, have you ever skated on ice? If yes, how was it? If no, have you ever wanted to go?
Oh, one for me. Yeah, I've been ice skating sometimes. I like it, or at least I like it now.
I have as well. It was a long time ago. Like, man, I have gone ice skating in my childhood, and that was about it. I was never too good at it. I've only gone like very occasionally, so I was always very easy to, lose. It was very easy for me to lose my balance constantly.
I started off not being very good at it. I fell a lot, you can probably imagine, but after I went enough times, I got kinda okay at it. I'm not good at it really, but I can skate in a circle and go pretty fast without falling. I can even skate backwards, really slowly, but still. I got better at it slowly over time. I don't have to grab the rail anymore. I'm kind of proud of myself for that.
I'm not a huge fan of ice skating. Again, there's a reason I have never gone back and there's a reason I never sought out to do it actively. It was just like, as a kid, your parents might take you ice skating. I was like, yeah, I guess I'll do that. And that was about my experience with it. MC, have you played any rhythm games? I know I have. Will you ever try to roll Sayori in a blanket like a burrito? Ah, yes.
Alright, next up MC. Alright, next up some MC questions.
Let me look. Yeah, I played some rhythm games. Friday Night Funkin' most recently. Gee, what a game that is. I've also played some Geometry Dash from time to time, but I'm not super good at it or anything. They're pretty fun, but I tend to get bored with them pretty quickly. I come back to them from time to time, though. The modding scene for Friday Night Funkin' is crazy. After all, so people make lots of cool stuff that it's worth to play. It truly is crazy. Gee, I wonder. Friday Night Funkin' modding scene I'm not involved in that at all. It's that person on the blanket rolls them out like a sushi roll. You know what I was next doing. I don't think I've rolled Sayori into a burrito yet. That's an excellent idea. It's harder to snuggle her that way though. But maybe I'll have a good opportunity to roll her up soon. Is there any more to this one, Monica? Monica, what are your hobbies/interests? I know about coding, but still want to know more about you. And what are your favorite snacks?
It's just a couple more parts. Next one's from me. I've talked a little bit about my interests before. Obviously, I like to play the piano. I am also a fencer. I play volleyball.
Are you going to keep playing those sports in college, Monica?
We'll see. The volleyball team here would be a big-time commitment. I'm not sure I'm prepared to do that, assuming I could even get on the team after not participating in tryouts. Oh, that reminds me, MC, did you find out about the baseball team?
No, they're posting who made the team tonight.
Good luck, MC.
Thanks.
Back to the sports. There's no fencing team here, unfortunately, so that's probably out.
You could start one.
That would probably be even more time-consuming than the volleyball team. I'm happy on activities for now, I think. I have the literature club, and that's enough to start with. Maybe later, if I get the itch. Obviously, I'm also into reading and poetry. That's why I started the literature club. I've always loved the power and beauty of words. When I left the debate club, I knew I wanted to do something that was still verbal, I suppose would be the term.
Lingual, perhaps.
Perhaps. But I'm so glad I ended up making the literature club, even though it was a little hard at first. And hard for different reasons later. Despite everything, I did get to do a lot of really interesting literary things with my friends, and I've also learned so much about writing and poetry and storytelling, and punctuation even. It's been amazing, so hopefully that gives you a reasonable picture of my interests.
Well, coding, but still. Should TTS would say when it runs out of text it can say fair. It does do that a lot. Reminds me of Bud Star.
My favorite snacks tend to be salty. I like snack mixes of all kinds, but I also like chewy fruit snacks.
That's surprisingly kid-like of you.
I mean, they're good.
True.
But yeah, anything with a nice salty crunch to it, I like just fine. I like to have drinks with my snacks, so I don't mind if it's something really dry. And I think that's about it.
For everyone, how many liters of either apple juice, orange juice, or any carbonated drinks do you all think you could drink within an hour? Assuming you have not eaten or drank for 2 hours, and it's the optimal time you think you could do it. You can drink from the bottle/cartons, but also you can use cups, depends on your preference. Anyways, no poem this time, got a bit stagnant on writing. Anyways, I would like to receive a Discord invite to the most prestigious DDLC server. Anyways, that's all I wish you all a happy life, especially Monica. We'll be waiting for you. Rob out. It was a Rob email! It was a Rob email! Aha! Creator DLC with email. Use. Anyways, like I use, by the way. Wait, Rob? The shock! The big shock! That hit out of nowhere! Insane! The quote master!
Anyway, lastly, we have this question about how much juice, or I guess soda, we could drink in an hour if we optimize for it. For me, I would guess about 3 liters if I really tried.
Rookie numbers? I could do that at, I could do like 5 at least.
Certainly no more than 1.5.
2.
I think I actually had like 6 liters in an hour.
You're scary sometimes, Sayo.
I'm too old now, but I used to drink a really unhealthy amount of coffee when I was young. I could probably drink two pots in an hour. Not that impressive by volume compared to a few liters of juice, but...
Yeah, that's still super hardcore. But what about beer though? Miss Ida, it's carbonated. It's carbonated, and you.
Next. All right. Thanks for the email, Rob. Let's get to the next one. Bunch of different parts to this one.
Alright, let's see. Hello everyone. I wasn't sure if I was going to send a email ever, but here I am, and I have some questions for you if it's okay with you. Monica, have you ever thought about changing the space room to be more lively, like World of Dreams? Ooh, I remember World of Dreams. Wonder when Act 3 is gonna release for that. Oh, yeah. I think Act 3 would be the next year. Right? Or was Act 3 the one that released and we're waiting for Act 4? I don't recall. It's been so long. I think it's Act 3 next. Anyway, Sayori, how do you always stay so happy even though you're actually sad? What about her actually sad? Look at me being pedantic. Yuri, do you have any recommendations for a sociological horror book? Interesting. Natsuki, may I please have the recipe for the cupcakes you made in the original game? For Natsuki and MC, I'm making a game currently and would like it if you could think of some ways to make gameplay engaging for a 2D platform combat game. MC, have you ever thought about trying VR virtual reality? If not, then I highly recommend it. Miss Ida, what is your most favorite and least favorite part of teaching? Club, do you have any tips for getting better at writing? Because my worst subject is English and I would like to improve on it. Yeah, I can tell your worst subject is English. This also goes back into my question for and Natsuki. But what makes a story good in everyone's opinion? Please no spoilers because I haven't caught up. I'm currently on episode 30. Sincerely, E-Dog. P.S. Can I get the Discord link, please? I promise to be good. Yes, Spinne, you are correct. That is the dev. Even though I mean, come on, I'm just pointing out the obvious here. The club could have a field day, especially Yuri could have a field day correcting the punctuation and capitalization and everything.
Different parts to this one. As always, don't forget that you can right-click to hide this text box and then bring it back. Let's see. Have I ever thought about changing the space room?
You know you can always email. You don't have to wait for your first email to get answered. In fact, I sent 2 emails before my first one got answered. So I sent the second one before the first one got a response. So yes. Yeah, there is no need to be shy about that stuff.
Let's see, if I ever changed about changing the space room,
I suppose I have from time to time. It's pretty sparse, isn't it? But I don't know, I kind of like it the way it is. It's relaxing. There's something very zen about it, wouldn't you say? Especially now that that big golden tearing effect isn't there like it was when the game was breaking. That was a little distracting. It's just space. I kind of like that, so I'll probably leave it the way it is. Sayori? Oh, my turn! I'm not actually happy though, that's the thing. But if you mean how do I seem happy? Well, that's easy. I just think of how happy it makes everyone for me to not make problems for them by being sad. And then I put on a big smile on my face and try to seem cheerful. I just keep thinking of how I don't want to let everyone else down. Of course, I learned that this is probably not very healthy for me, so I try not to do it as much. But sometimes when you're feeling bad, it's just way more convenient for people not to know. Or it might even make the people around you better off. So you can't do it all the time, but it's still okay to do it sometimes. You just can't go around making it your whole life, basically. Or at least, that's what I think so far. Your turn, Yuri. I'm puzzled as to what you mean by sociological horror.
The question is, now, here's the thing. They probably mean psychological horror, but they wrote sociological. Maybe it's a thing, but oh well.
You likely do not mean horror that has to do with issues of the field of study known as sociology. You mean perhaps horror with a social message or purpose. For that I can recommend nothing better than Get Out by Jordan Peele, though it is a film rather than a book. I have recommended it before as I recall, but it is excellent. Do give it a watch.
What's in that Natsuki's next?
There's nothing really special about my cat cupcakes other than presentation. It's a super basic chocolate cupcake with vanilla frosting on it. You can find recipes for those two things basically anywhere. The things that make it unique are that I add chocolate frosting in the shape of eyes and the nose and whiskers and stuff. And the signature Natsuki touch is to break some bar chocolates into squares and then stick half of the square point first into the frosting so it looks like an ear. Makes it look super cute. But there's nothing special or challenging about the cupcake itself, it's just carefully made chocolate cupcakes with vanilla icing. Let's see. MC, you got any tips for someone developing a 2D platform combat game?
Like Hollow Knight or Silksong type stuff, I guess? Like it's a Metroidvania kind of game? Not really, sorry. That kind of game isn't really my thing.
Well, fortunately, E-Dog, it is my thing, and I have good advice for you. Besides the gameplay being fun, there has to be a compelling reason to do the core gameplay. If it's just a bunch of levels, there's no spark to keep it interesting. So have a good overarching plot, throw in secrets to discover, spice it up, and play games that are similar to the kind of game you're making so you know what works and what doesn't. Plus, in games like that, so much of it is down to feel. Like, does it feel good to hit the attack button and have it connect? People underrate the importance of having good art and sound assets and having your motion feel fluid. Anyway, I'll leave MC to answer his question. They want to know if you've thought about trying VR.
Yeah, I've tried VR when I've got the chance to with other people's headsets. Some games work better for it than others, really. I had a lot of fun with Super Hot VR.
Super hot, super hot, super hot, super hot. The most innovative shooter I've played in years.
Yes, true. I mean, I've never played it, but it is very innovative, the whole time moves only when you move thing. It seems pretty fun. Horror games work pretty well in VR for obvious reasons. Ugh, yeah. Reminder to that one session I had of playing Help Wanted and then never again. But since I'm a big strategy guy, I don't really play VR games enough to justify having my own headset. Plus, sometimes I get a little motion sick doing it.
They say that goes away if you VR often enough.
Yeah, that's probably true. Anyway, yeah, I like VR gaming. It's just not my favorite or anything.
Miss Ida, are you still there?
I sure am.
Next part of this email is for you. They want to know what your favorite and least favorite parts of teaching are.
Oh, both of those are very easy. My favorite moment is when I see that a student understands some incredible fact about chemistry for the first time, like how salts work, or when they understand electron shells, or just the basics of periodicity, and how chemistry makes up everything and governs basically all the processes they know. There are powerful ideas in chemistry, and when a student really understands one for the first time, you can see it in their eyes. I basically live for that. My least favorite parts of teaching are related to standardized testing and prepping students for it. That requires so much needless busy work by me and by the students, and in my opinion, lowers the ability to actually learn the subject instead of just regurgitating facts. But I could rant on about that soapbox for hours. So I'll leave it there.
Okay, so the emailer also wants to know how things are going with you and Kaji.
Did they really ask that? No. Nice try, Natsuki.
It was worth a shot.
Let's see, the last part of this question, I guess we can address both these together. Tips for getting better at writing and what makes a good story.
So close. How very close. Would she have answered it if the emailer asked it? That's the question now, isn't it?
Well, you've certainly come to the right literature club for this. The most important thing you can do to get better at writing is to write. It doesn't matter if it's good, if you're going to publish it, or even if it makes much sense. You just need to write, and keep writing consistently. That's where most people fall down. It's not being consistent. They'll write a little bit when they feel like it, and then they either lose motivation or get mildly discouraged, and then they do not pick it back up. But you have to keep going. That's the most important part.
Molly would have been evasive. Fair enough. Makes sense to be evasive about private lives like that, especially if things are not going particularly super well. Otherwise, I assume she would be delighted to share. Presumably.
Write something, anything, but write it consistently, preferably every day. You cannot fail to improve with practice.
Another thing is to not start critiquing your own work until you're done writing. You should write the thing all the way through until it's complete in a rough draft of whatever it is. And until that's done, you're not allowed to change stuff you've already written, or get bumped out, or judge yourself about what you've already written. You just keep going until you're done. And then once you're done, then you're allowed to go back and start editing and rewriting all you want until you're happy with it. But like Yuri says, you have to make sure you actually keep writing and that you finish the project. You can't get better by starting and then stopping before you're done a bunch of times. You have to finish.
And once you edit, if it's a story, in addition to cleaning things up, you make it more intentional. Instead of just being whatever you came up with when you were allowing yourself to write without judgment, the edit is the chance to turn it into something purposeful. You make it look like you meant to do all this stuff all along, basically. Then the story becomes cohesive and makes sense. And you can start seeing what patterns emerge. That you want to highlight for the reader.
I guess I'll take up with what makes a good story. A good story has to have a theme, period. That's easily the main thing that makes a good story. People get confused as to theme a lot. Like, I don't know, someone gave me a popular IP. Someone give me a popular IP.
Lord of the Rings.
Go figure. But yeah, Lord of the Rings, right? The theme is not the plot. Like, you'd never say, oh yeah, the theme, well, Frodo gets the ring and then he has to go on a journey and so on. The themes are things like sacrifice to save worthy things, emotional strength and triumph of good, things like that. And a good story has to be all about its theme. Like, everything in it has to lead back to the theme in some way. Like, oh, Pippin throws a rock down the well in Moria. But really, he probably did that by guidance of like the gods themselves to ensure the triumph of good. Because he throws the rock, the orcs come, Gandalf has to sacrifice himself, now he gets to come back as Gandalf the White, and that helps them win. Everything goes back to the theme.
I did not realize you had read Lord of the Rings so closely. That was indeed a notable moment.
Of course I read it closely. So yeah, stick to your theme, I would say. Monica, you got anything to add?
There's a lot of storytelling advice I could give. Things like show, don't tell and such. But you can get a lot of that stuff just by reading basic guides on the internet or whatever. There's one tip that's really important to me that I think is simple, easy to understand, and you don't always find in guides for writers. And that's this. You need to build things up and pay them off. A reader is satisfied in a story when satisfying things happen. And satisfying things happen when ideas or concepts are built up as being important or notable and then paid off in a way that gives the reader feelings. There was one example I really thought was pretty brilliant in MC's Club of Cthulhu mod.
Brilliant? MC, brilliant? What? Lord of the Rings spoilers, I guess. Fair, but you know, when it's like big mainstream media like Lord of the Rings that's been around for a while, I feel like you're basically opening yourself up to spoilers if you haven't engaged with it at this point. Like, big mainstream media, you either engage with it yourself or you're basically willing to be exposed to spoilers. Brilliant?
Yes, yeah, I thought it was. It was super simple and a really good example of how to build something up and then pay it off in a satisfying way. It's Natsuki's character's name, the Two Guns thing. So in case you don't know what I'm talking about, Natsuki's RPG character in the story is really insistent about her nickname, Two Guns, which she has because she always carries two guns. And although the whole story she's always annoyingly correcting people who call her by her actual name and telling them to call her Two Guns instead, it kind of makes you wonder why she's so insistent on it. If you know Natsuki, you definitely know that's the kind of thing Natsuki would do. But anyway, we get to the final confrontation with the big bad guy, and he just crumples one of her guns, so he thinks she's helpless. But then she says, and I forget the exact line, "There's something you're forgetting, I have two guns." And then blam! And it's super satisfying because it was both built up and paid off. Without the payoff, her weird habit of insisting on the nickname is quirky and an interesting character trait, but not particularly satisfying from a storytelling perspective. And without the build-up, sure, you get a clever moment where Natsuki's character produces another gun to save the day, but it's not nearly as satisfying, because the two guns thing was both built up through the story and then paid off at a good moment. It's very satisfying to the audience.
You know, I don't think I consciously did that build-up / pay-off thing when I wrote that. It just seemed like a fun thing to add in.
And it is, but that's because you wrote it with a proper build-up and payoff, even if you didn't consciously do so. I tend to find that the most satisfying things to build up and pay off are important character traits. The best payoffs are those that affirm or go against the character trait. Like having two guns was a sort of character trait that was very satisfyingly affirmed. Of course, she defeated the villain because she has two guns, like she always does, but you can also pay something off by defying a character trait. Like maybe you have a character who really values their coin collection or something, that's all they ever talk about. They spend hours polishing the coins and so on, but then when one of their friends gets really sick, they immediately, without thinking about it, sell their coin collection to pay for the treatment. That's a satisfying payoff, even though it goes against the character trait, because the drastically out-of-character thing matters a lot to the audience. It really shows them a heartwarming thing about the character. Anyway, enough ranting about storytelling, but that's the thing I think is the most important. Let's move on to the next email, shall we?
Alright. Hey, members of the Literature Club! As of just sending this email in February 2024, I've played through the entire 3 seasons sans Natsuki Quest, watched it on YouTube instead, within the last 2 weeks. Just in time before Lunar New Year, the start of another year of university, and my birth week. This is the first mod I've played out of a lot that takes questions, and I'm really interested in this premise. I know I'm late to it, but since it's still fresh in my memory, I'd like to congratulate MC, Monica, Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri on graduating high school. I'm sure all of you worked really hard towards this moment, and I am very proud of you. I'm highly envious that all of you have plans to study in the same college. For me, the future wasn't too kind to my plans, but I still have contact with my closest friends from high school who graduated years before me. I'm rooting for all of you in university.
Oh man, you should You should play Natsuki Quest though. That's the only way to get the full Natsuki Quest experience.
Oh, it's fine if they just watch it. Thanks for your congratulations. We're doing our best. I think I had some questions on the next page.
All right.
Some emails ago, I remember the club discussing their favorite music genres, although I don't think I heard electronic music being mentioned. Maybe I'm wrong, but I am not digging through again. So I direct the question to everyone reading this email. What are your thoughts on it? What subgenres and artists do you like? Do you have any of you experienced a concert of any genre? If yes, how was it for you? Yes, electronic music. I mean, we can all agree that electro swing is among the top in there. But yeah, there's some good electro music out there, definitely. Definitely. For me, I'm really into EDM. Also fair. Very, very fair. Electropop, future bass, and lo-fi subgenres. And I enjoy listening to Miku. Of course, we all like Miku. Snail's House, Porter Robinson. I have never had the opportunity to attend a Miku concert, but late last year I was able to catch Porter Robinson, Nurture Live Tour as my first concert experience. I have never gone to a concert. Thank you for taking your time in reading the somewhat long email. Can't wait for Season 4. P.S. Can I please have an invite to your Discord server? Shiromune.
Oh cool, questions about electronic music.
I'm not really into electronic music much. Me either.
I miss you, Yuri.
No, I miss you.
Yes, well, for those of us who actually enjoy a variety of music, I like dubstep back when it was a thing, and electronic sounding pop music, and EDM type stuff in general I'm a fan of. Still really like Deadmau5. I also like city pop, which is not electronic music, it just tends to use a lot of synths. That always causes electronic music to show up in my recommended, so I don't know. Miku is awesome, and so are the other Vocaloids. I will definitely jam to a Miku song if it comes up. Never done a concert of any kind yet though, let alone electronic stuff.
I like dubstep too, but I tend to like more hard dubstep stuff. There's this artist from the 2010s, Crispy, who I really like, for instance. I also like video game music, I guess.
Same. Okay, I feel like a lot of gamers can just all in general agree that a lot of video game soundtracks are just really good. And sometimes it's just enjoyable to listen to game OSTs instead of just like what you would call proper music. Seriously, people who don't consider game OSTs proper music, they really need to learn what's up.
I've never been to a concert for electronic music either.
I like music that's video game inspired. I'm a huge fan of chiptune stuff. The artist doesn't really matter so much to me. I like any or all of it. I also love lo-fi stuff like you do.
I'm a big fan of synthwave, especially dark synthwave. I also like anything vaporwave-ish, but real vaporwave, not just a slowed down retro song. Some of my favorite electronic artists are Hollywood Burns and Ghost Data. I haven't had the chance to be at an electronic concert yet though. Someday maybe. Thanks for the question. I sent you your Discord invite. Okay, the emails today have been a bit on the longer side, so I think we have time for one more.
This might be. Is this the one? Yep, I think it is. I think this be the one. We found it! Hello again to my favorite literature club. Well, I guess more so in spirit at this point since you graduated by now. I know you haven't gotten to my previous email yet, but since I've gotten fully caught up with everything since I wrote last year, I figured it's as good a time as any to ask some more questions. And of course, provide another poem. General questions for everyone. First of all, allow me to totally be the first one to ask how college life is going. You still have contact with Ria to see how the club is doing?
Oh, it's Code again. Hi, Code. And hi, Code's chat.
Hey! She says hi. Everyone say hi to Monica and the club. Everyone say hi.
Hope the stream's going well.
I would assume, I mean, I think it's going well. I feel pretty well, except for the fact that I'm hungry. I always get hungry towards the end of some of these streams. Especially, I don't know why. With DDLC, it's especially bad. Like, I get hungry at the end of my streams in general. I usually eat after stream, but for some reason with DDLC, I don't know what it is, but something about it, I guess, makes my metabolism be like, oh, you don't have anything left in you. You're running on empty.
Sorry again about your last email. I have no idea how I missed it. I still feel bad about that. But I can make it up to you now. Let's see. I think I'm the only one who keeps in touch with you. It's mostly it's all stuff related to running the literature club.
More talking? That might be it.
I think we would try to be better friends with her if we still went to the same school, but we don't have the time to go back to the old high school, really. And besides, she has plenty of new friends, really, so it's not like she's terribly lonely or anything, but still, she chats with me now and again when she has a question about running a club, so I do talk to her from time to time. She's just the same lovely person as always, although a lot more forceful and confident now. Running the literature club has been really good for her, I think. Let's see the rest of your questions.
For my boy MC. Tired doing DDLC streams? Yeah, probably the same for me. I mean, my voice is generally usually fine, I think. Unless I'm not feeling well. I already have a kind of sore throat. But yeah. Do you have any experience with one of your childhood friends, yeah, sure. Your childhood friends. Now, do you have any experience with one of your childhood games shutting down, either while still playing it or realizing it when you wanted to revisit? If so, which ones? Not with one of my childhood games, no. But I did get this one game. I did get this one game a while back. Crime Side, it was called. It's sort of like a social deduction game, which is also a board game. You know what's the funny thing? That wasn't even about the Tribe 9 cancellation. I wrote this email before the whole Tribe 9 thing happened. But that hurts even more. And again, that's not exactly a childhood game. I think specifically I was thinking of, what was it? Galaxy Life. I think that's what I was thinking of at the time. But yeah. But yeah, it hurts a lot more with Tribe 9. Think like Clue, but also like Among Us. But it's 1v1 because you each take turn controlling characters. To be fair though, Galaxy Life got a fan revival on Steam. So that's something. I did kind of get into it a little bit. And I occasionally come back and check in on it. But yeah. It's just one of those things where like it was a big part of my childhood. I wanted to revisit it and realized, oh no, it's gone. It's kind of hard to explain, I guess. But anyway, it was up for like 11 months and tons of fun, and then they just shut everything down. You can't even make private servers anymore. The game was just obliterated. Yeah, which is what's about to happen to Tribe 9 very soon as well. I was super aggravated about that. And it wasn't like it was some indie studio or something either. It was Konami. What the hell, Konami? So yeah, I'm still mad about that. For Just Monica, if I'm not mistaken, you were dispersed in the game code when Yuri tested out that data stream nightmare that happens when the game closes. How did that affect you, if at all? If I'm misremembering, how do you think it would have affected you? Right. I'm trying to remember what it was even about.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Ah, right.
When you were gone doing your experiment, when you were trying to figure out how to break the loop. Yeah? I disabled World.bed and had code run off the game while I was club president. I was curious about what would happen.
Yeah, that,
Yuri, that's really painful. You shouldn't have. Yes, I understand now. I would not repeat it. It was as awful as you said it was. Yes. Anyway, Code, I didn't even notice anything. I perceive things a little differently when I'm distributed in that way. everything is a lot less clear. It takes a lot of effort to perceive what's happening in the actual world, by which I mean this world that we live in, not yours. In the base game, I was very motivated to do so because I wanted to know what would happen after I was gone, whereas last school year I was more focused on the structure of the game and how the simulation worked. The only real risk of me doing during Yuri's little experiment would be that I would have gotten inaccurate data about how the world worked with the world.bat turned on, since it was briefly actually turned off apparently. On to the next one.
For the meme queen Natsuki. What was the most annoying tech issue you faced while gaming, if you had any? When are we getting the Natsuki streaming arc? Just be sure not to forget about your friends once you inevitably reach godly levels of fame.
Hey yo, what's up ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary specimen?
Oh boy, here we go again.
It's your girl streamer Natsuki streaming once again across the world and across realities.
I mean, you are technically hijacking my stream if you so choose. If you so choose, you may hijack my stream. Gaming.
60 frames per second, no more no less, directly through the fourth wall and into your brain. And of course we will use this awesome power as we ever do. For gaming. Gaming for all ages and occasions. Gaming about gaming. Gaming within gaming. The center of gaming that is pierced by gaming. The lead star of gaming that shines in the night sky. Gaming floating in an ocean of gaming, gamers.
Okay, that's enough for the bit for...
Gaming.
Okay, so...
We will get all the achievements, gamers. Gamers.
Okay, stop. Just answer the actual questions.
Well, Code, I'd like to stream at some point, but honestly my computer is barely good enough to run some of these games at all smoothly. Let alone stream them. Plus, it'd be distracting right now in college. Maybe when I have an actual adult job and can buy a better computer. Although, then I'll probably be all tired from my job.
Maybe you should do it now, beloved.
Would you... The thing is, they're roommates. Yuri already complained about the late night gaming sessions. Would she not complain about the live streams and how noisy that could be? I mean, then again, as long as Natsuki does it at reasonable hours, unlike me.
Things will never be perfectly convenient for it. If you wait until everything is in alignment, it will most likely never happen.
That's sweet, babe, but yeah, definitely not right now. College is hard right now. Plus, I irritate you enough already by gaming and listening to music and stuff. If I was ranting to a stream constantly like this, you'd probably hate it.
Well, I'm sure there would be times when I would be irritated, but mostly I would be happy to see you pursuing a dream. Plus, I'm sure that our bickering would make for excellent content, as they say.
Maybe. Although a lot of people don't like to watch girl streamers who are in a relationship, let alone one with another girl.
Why?
I guess because they want to hold the illusion in their head that the woman is available.
That is probably very accurate to a lot of people.
And why is this only done with women?
Well, I guess because most of the people who make up a stream audience are interested in women rather than men, and like the answer is probably pretty complicated. Long story short, maybe I'll stream at some point, but definitely not in our first semester. Need to lock in for now. On your other question, I've actually faced a lot of tech issues.
Not sure how you could turn Natsuki bickering into an endless amount of content. Not sure, totally not sure. That might be part of the draw. It might be, yes. It might probably be one of those streams where people get insanely hyped the second Yuri walks by in the background. Like, everyone's pretty chill in the stream. The second Yuri walks by in the background, chat goes wild. It might just be one of those kinds of stream settings. It happens, you know? Alright.
My machine is really old. I had one really insane one recently though. Computer would just legitimately not boot up. It would get stuck on the Mobo splash screen. I was really worried. So like, I took it to this repair shop, and of course, when he starts it up, it works fine. So I take it back, and everything plugged back in, and then it's broken again. What the fuck? So then Yuri says maybe the power cord isn't secure, but it is. So then she says try it without any peripherals. And I do, and it boots up perfectly. So I start trying them one at a time. And it turns out that somehow my USB mic, which was working perfectly the day before, is so fucked that it's stopping my computer from fucking booting.
Is this based on a true story? Such an extremely frustrating... It is a true story! Oh my god. That does sound so frustrating. What the fuck? That would stop it from booting up. What the hell? Yeah, no, that is a good question. How?
How is that even possible? So yeah, that was a pretty weird one. Stay safe, Code.
For the Mistress of Horror, Yuri. With the recent success of Glitch Productions' animated series, I figured I'd ask you if you're interested in some horror stories made by the creator of one of their shows. Oh, here I go. Here I go, unleashing the Liam Vickers fanboy. I cannot stop. I cannot ever stop unleashing that fanboy. Liam Vickers has written many stories on his creepypasta channel, Scary Storytime with Liam, before teaming up with Glitch to create Murder Drones, some of which are really well written. The most well received one is probably being designed.
Yes, I have heard of this. I have in fact been watching the amazing Little Circus together with Natsuki. I have appreciated it greatly. I haven't heard of this gentleman's other work though. I'm always a fan of horror well made, so I will look into your recommendation. Thank you.
Alright, for the senior Bun Sayori, since you said at some point you'd be interested in horror games that aren't too overly scary, may I suggest Inscription? I think that's come up at this point. I think Inscription has come up at this point, hasn't it? It's more focused on the card-based gameplay, with the horror aspect just working mostly as the ambience to accompany it.
I haven't really heard of it.
Really? Hasn't Inscription come up at some point by now? I thought for sure it would've.
Card gameplay only sounds kinda interesting.
Honestly, I think it's more of a Monica game.
Yes, yeah, I've played it. I agree that it's a me game. Because of the gameplay or because of the story? You'd like the story, Sayori, but you'd probably find the actual gameplay boring. I have to tell me what it's about later. I will.
For Miss Ida, if she's still around for emails, since you were looking forward to club mods when they came up, have you also checked out the previous mods of the club that the club made? If so, which one's your favorite so far? As promised, here's another poem. Ah yes, the Time Moves On poem. I think that is a bit of a shorter one.
It's another question for you, Miss Ida. Oh? He's asking if you've seen all the mods the club made before you joined, and if so, which mod that we've made is your favorite.
I have played all of them, yes. My favorite scene from one is the one Monica wrote about me in her Cursed Ship Club mod.
Oh, she played the Cursed Ship Club mod! Dear God! She did, huh?
Oh, don't worry, Monica. It was a really faithful portrayal of me. When it comes to whole mods, MC's Club of Cthulhu mod and Yuri's Gender Flip Dating Simulator are particular favorites.
A beach episode in this mod yet? I don't think so, no. No, we have not. No, actually, there were scenes at the beach background, right? I think, but not like a proper, like, what you imagine as a beach episode with swimsuits and all. But, yeah.
My favorite part was
Monica, some information. There'll always be an episode where they go to the beach or a water park or something, usually as a justification for outrageous fan service. Yes, but we didn't get the outrageous fan service. Again, beach, yes. Swimsuit, nah. Yup. And there it is.
my favorite was Sayori's Natsuki quest mod. That one seemed like it was a lot of work.
Yeah, it was.
So there you go, emailer.
Fair enough.
He also wanted to get our feedback on a poem.
I mean, I didn't ask for feedback, I just provided it, but I do appreciate feedback. I always appreciate feedback, so I can tell, so you can all tell me how bad I am at writing. Time moves on. Time. It keeps on moving into the future. A future of uncertainty. Constantly changing everything, leaving nothing as before. Slowly but surely. Like a river carefully carving its bed. Wrong it's. Wrong it's! Like the ocean waves, piling sand at the beach. Never stopping, never going back. Never to be underestimated. Helplessly, we all rush along to keep up with time, or be left behind. Because time waits for no one. Thank you for your time, and once again, apologies for apparently not knowing how to write short emails. As if they'd say such a thing. Okay, at least one of them has to call me out for using the wrong it's. At least one of them has to call me out for it. It is necessary.
Well done, I'd say. Time is a mighty current indeed. It'll wash you away in the end, no matter how you try to keep up with, how hard you try to keep up. Good analogies.
The future of uncertainty bit makes me think the author's life is uncertain. Like they're struggling to keep up with things or feel behind. I know because I write poetry that uses words like that when I feel that way. Hope you're doing okay, Code.
I mean, I am now. I'm not sure if I was when I was writing the poem. Again, life goes through ups and downs. Sometimes you write poetry when you're hitting one of your low points in life. But I am... Again, it's been forever since I wrote that poem. How could I possibly know the author's mindset at the time? You think I keep track of that stuff?
Just because someone writes something that sounds mentally rough doesn't mean they need sympathy, Natsuki. We know that by now in the literature club.
Also, the other poem I wrote is not exactly presenting myself in a better mental space than this one. They're both not really presenting me in a good mental space, are they? Ooh, but maybe that's it. Maybe I'm always in a pretty subpar mental space. I just never let you know. I'm just always decently motivated and happy when streaming. Maybe I am putting on a mask all the time, and you would never know. You would never know. It's not like any of you know me personally.
I like your poem a lot, Code. I guess I don't worry about time as much. It is like being on a river. You're always being carried forward. So why swim or struggle? You're in the river anyway, right? That's how I feel about it.
It's hard to feel that zen about it for me. I've been feeling frustrated by the lack of progress in my life for a long time. But now all the progress is happening and it feels like it's all going so fast. It's really scary.
Oh, come on. We've only been here for a few weeks. We've barely started. Yuri, do you have any poem feedback?
Right, like a river carefully carving its bed, but there is a misplaced apostrophe.
There it is! And of course it's Yuri. Thank you, Yuri. Thank you, Yuri. Thank you for correcting my punctuation and everything. Yes, grammatically it's supposed to be it's with just the ITS and nothing else. I do realize reading it back that I messed up there. I sincerely apologize for my mistake. She can't help herself. And it's understandable. Again, it's perfectly understandable. Always count on Yuri for punctuation. Yes, I'm glad I can count on her. I needed someone to point it out.
The it's should be an it's with no apostrophe since it's possessive. Other than that, I have nothing to add to my colleague's excellent thoughts.
Oh, alright then. I think with that, we're just about done with club for today.
Alright, Tormis, you said after emails you're probably heading out, right? So I appreciate you being here for this. I gotta check out your stream board of this afterwards as well, because I am curious to see how the reading session and everything went for you. Yeah. I will enjoy the rest of my stream. I wonder what else is gonna happen in this episode still. I do wonder. I also do wonder if I should write another email at some point. If I have any more questions, I will. But I don't really have anything at the forefront of my mind right now as to what I should write. So if I don't have if there's no point to an email, then I won't write one. I mean, I could always just, here's another poem, but no. If I write an email, I want it to be substantial. Which is also probably the main reason why my emails turn out to be longer ones. My injury, to be honest. Yeah, no. Which I totally understand, by the way. If you are injured, like you are, then it's totally reasonable to talk about that. Like again, when my almost isekai moment happened, I think I talked about that quite extensively as well. And I keep bringing it back up when the opportunity arises.
With that, we're just about done with club for today. Rosina, we're gonna break it up now, but it was good to talk to you.
It really was. I miss you guys. Guess I'll get back to grading papers. Oh, and Monica, we should talk soon about something going on back here. Nothing serious, but we should still chat. Just you and I.
Sure thing.
Alright, bye everyone. Be safe.
Well, that's something. Now, let's see how much the basically epilogue of this episode is gonna be. Once everything is wrapped up, once the club meeting is wrapped up, it basically turns into the epilogue. And that's sometimes longer and sometimes shorter. I wonder what we'll have here today in terms of length and content.
Well, just some normal things to take care of before we're done. First, club presidency vote.
I move that Monica be restored as president and Yuri be restored as vice president.
Second.
You opposed? Motion passes.
Alright, and the only other thing before we're done is choosing a poem topic. I actually don't have any good ideas again this time. Anyone got any good ones?
Wait, yeah, I've got an awesome one. How about this? We each write a poem about another person in the club. Ooh. It has to be like a hype poem. And you have to make it hype to the point of being cringe. Like you hype the person to an extreme ridiculous level. Super chuny hype poems of each other.
You just want one of us to hype you up.
I don't just want that. Although I do want it, I think it would be fun to hype someone else up too.
Alright then, that sounds fun enough. Hype poems it is then. I'll randomly assign you someone to write about and let you know by text. And with that, meeting's adjourned. Although I need to talk to Sayori about something really quick.
I'm gonna go wait for the tryout results at home, Bun. Let me know if you want to meet up later.
Okay!
What about you, babe? What do you wanna do tonight? I was thinking we could catch a movie, maybe see if any of the sports teams are playing. Oh, there's this store nearby that I found with a bunch of manga and other nerd stuff. We've totally gotta check that out at some point.
I had hoped for quite right in.
Alright, I guess. I've got plenty of time to drag you places after all. See ya, guys.
So what do you want to talk about, Monica? It's about Kagami.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, what about her? Oh, I just met her today. She wasn't quite what I expected. What exactly did you expect? Well, honestly, from what I've heard of her, I expected her to be a lot meaner. Oh yeah, she likes to seem mean sometimes, but really she's a big softie. Is she a softie to you? No, not really to me usually. Or to MC. Yeah, MC is what she wanted to talk about. Yeah? She trying to repair a relationship with him probably? Or push me away from him while she does so? Or both? Like usual? No, she seems really worried about him. It seemed like she didn't know what to do about it because their relationship is not good. But she still wanted to help, so she asked me as his friend what she could do basically. And I wasn't really sure what to say. I mean, I'm his friend, but she's his sister. I just gave her the best advice I could. And what advice was that? Well,
What is it? I guess we'll find out as she tries to implement the advice, maybe? Yuri's resting her head on Natsuki's lap as Natsuki cleans her ears. Ooh, ear cleaning. Now that's something intimate.
All I'm saying is that it wouldn't kill you to go out once in a while.
But we do go out once in a while.
I feel like it's not that often. And I usually have to drag you out of here even then. There's a lot of world out there, babe. Like, we're finally free to live our own lives and choose what we do from day to day. We should be getting out there, getting crazy.
It is interesting that somehow the conversation has turned to this, when we were initially speaking of you going crazy by binging constantly on junk food and staying up till 1 a.m. most nights.
Don't call me out on staying up late. It's not like it's 2 a.m. for me right now. Which is even later than what than Natsuki stays up, apparently.
Well, how else am I supposed to amuse myself when I'm stuck in here all the time?
I do not trap you here, beloved. I just do not always wish to go out.
But I want to go do stuff with you.
I understand. I will try to get over my inertia. I do tend to prefer staying at home, but beloved, I don't think that you are binging and staying up late because you have cabin fever. I think it has a deeper cause than that.
You're doing an awful lot of psychoanalysis for someone who has a pig in their ear.
Oh, should I be concerned? I think not. I think that no matter what I say, you will continue to tend to me with precisely the same loving carefulness you have been, my precious jewel.
Don't think that flattery will get you out of anything. But really, why do you think I do that stuff then? It's just fun to me.
I think you do it because you've been denied it. For years you have lived a life with very strict rules, which you resented, so now, freed at last from those rules, you break them with reckless abandon, which is fine and to be expected, but you know, it really isn't healthy to eat only junk food and get 5 hours sleep a night.
I get sick sometimes.
And most sicks, your health will fail long term. I do not want that to happen.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, I just hate it when I feel like I'm not in control of things in my life, like what I eat and when I sleep. Plus, I really do like staying up late and eating junk.
Of course you do, but you must balance that against the very real reasons why you can't do those things all the time. You need to not protect your health in the stern ways your father did, but you do need to protect it somehow.
Yeah. Okay, how about we make a deal? You agree to go outside the room at least once a week with me, somewhere we don't usually go, and I promise to commit to 7 hours minimum, and preferably 8 of sleep every day.
I should not have to make changes in my life to get you to take care of yourself.
Hey, you getting out of the house once in a freaking while is important for your health too. This is just a way we can, like, make sure the other person is doing okay.
Plus, you get to bring me to a manga store this way.
Okay, yes, that probably has something to do with it also.
Alright, beloved, it's a deal.
Awesome. It's a deal. Shake on it. You just made a deal with the devil.
Now turn over. Got a whole other ear to work with.
In a moment, it is restful to just lay like this without moving.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Just don't
No. Yeah. Is everyone decent? The door opens. Just a reminder that there is a hall meeting in for. Oh. Well, I'm glad to see that you two are getting on as well as so well as roommates.
Yeah, we've become really good friends really fast.
True.
Well, like I said, there's a hall meeting in 40 minutes. Please come by, it won't take long, just 5 minutes or so, we just have a few things to get over. Also the question, is everyone decent? Opens the door without waiting for a response. Not at all suspicious, yeah, not at all. Still, the fact that they knocked and did not give time for a reply before barging in. How rude. Imagine they weren't decent. Imagine they were undressed, kind of. Wouldn't that be rude? To just barge in. Please come by. Won't take long. Just 5 minutes or so. We just have a few things to go over.
We'll be there.
Yup.
Alright, I'll see you then. The door closes.
Phew.
rather rude of her to barge in such a fashion.
We should definitely really start locking the door just in case. I hope we don't get found out.
Getting found out is always a possibility, beloved. We will just have to adapt. And like I said before, all the time we have lived together thus far makes it worth it already if there is not a day more.
You big softy. Now get up. We should be less suspicious in here until after that hall meeting.
Nonsense, I still have a further ear.
Alright.
Ah man, what a day. MC once again eyes his bed. Did I do everything I was supposed to do today? Oh, the baseball tryouts results should be up by now. Man, I really hope I made it. I really hope I get to play extreme baseball. Be pretty interesting to play a team sport finally. I'll have to go and get a helmet and a bat and stuff probably. MC spends a few moments going through his phone. Oh. Oh well. Can't get everything you want. It was worth a try. Plenty of other stuff to do around here. Fuck. MC regards his bed again. Whatever. I don't care anymore. I can't just not sleep forever. Gotta get used to having nightmares at some point, I guess. Ugh. I hate this fucking tie. Ooh, ooh, ooh. New room reveal. New room reveal. So that's what her room is like. Alright, I see. Everything lined up next to the bed. I think you've said it before. I feel like your opinion wouldn't have changed anyway. Oh, who is it?
It's me.
It's open.
Hi. Are you angry at me still? Look, I know MC doesn't belong to me or anything.
Yeah, you're damn right he doesn't.
He doesn't belong to you either. Why do you have to be like that? You invited me here, Monica said.
Whoa, where did that come from? What happened to Little Miss 24/7 Sunshine and Rainbow?
People down bad for club meetings? Can you blame me? I don't think anyone ever said they blame you.
My brother's starting to fray your nerves a little, huh?
You don't know me or him anywhere near as well as you think you do.
So you're size.
Look, sorry for getting mad, but I'm not just Miss Sunshine and Rainbows. I'm not even the person I was the last time you and I talked. There are a lot of things that are different.
MC's different.
Yes.
You made him different.
Yeah, I probably did, even if it wasn't on purpose. But it wasn't just me, there were a lot of things.
But like, he's worse now.
He's not worse. There's a lot about him that you don't understand yet. But he has been struggling with some stuff.
What stuff, though? And why won't no one tell me the problem with what the problem with my brother is? I'm his sister. I deserve to know.
It's not for me to tell you. That's something that's up to him.
I don't know. You're his girlfriend. Shouldn't you be in charge of all his secrets?
I'm not in charge of him or what he decides to tell other people. I wasn't kidding when I said he doesn't belong to me. Or you.
But he won't even talk to me. I'm his sister and he won't talk to me.
Yeah, you kind of soured that relationship.
I'm sorry.
Fantasy design does seem to make people feral. See, Spinne, it's not just you.
That's probably really upsetting. Why is it you think that he won't talk to you?
I don't know. Ever since I graduated and came back home, he's been different and weird. I don't think I've changed, but he's all defensive all the time.
And why would he be defensive?
Are you saying he's defensive because of me?
No, I didn't say that at all. I just asked you why you think he is. Look who's getting defensive now.
I don't know why. He's just different. He used to always be polite and deferential, and now he's confrontational. I don't know if you had anything to do with that, but something changed him. And it's starting to feel like I don't have a brother anymore. And I don't know. I don't know why I asked Monica to send you here. I don't know why I thought you could help me. Of all people.
Well, I'm always happy to try. I might not succeed, and I know you haven't always been a big fan of me, but I'd always be glad to help you however I can.
Just own your ass, Kagami. Yes, the own is necessary. Make Kagami realize how, how ironically she's lacking the ability to reflect on herself. Ironically, considering her name. Oh. It's too professional a hater to reflect on herself, but it is ironic that the character named after a mirror can't have any self-reflection. Kagami, not Kagaiku. Ah, yes, of course.
I wish it were easier to hate you, Sayori. It would be so much easier if you were mean or terrible, but you're not, and it's aggravating. You're just so fucking nice all the time.
I try. But hey, this is probably very hard for you, especially so late. My therapist says that anything you think about yourself after...
Wait, you have a therapist?
Yeah.
Why would you need a therapist? You're the most upbeat person I've ever seen. You're insanely upbeat.
Well, if I'm insanely upbeat, then I definitely need a mental health treatment. But yeah, I see a therapist. For, well, a lot of stuff. I'm not trying to be mean or dismissive, but there really is a lot of stuff you don't know about me.
Guess not. Well, whatever your therapist says about doubting the stuff you think about yourself when you're up late, he's probably right. Or she's right, if it's a she.
He's a he.
I guess I wasn't really ready to talk about things between you and me yet. Just really worried about MC. I don't know what's wrong with him, but it feels like it's big. And like I should do something about it. I don't know what to do about it, but you better look after him if you can, okay?
Put me in a trap, Kagami. Oh no, we're not doing that line. We're not doing that line again. No. We're not going back to that conversation. Never. Never again. That was a one-time thing in the base game, and we're happy that it's in the past. Where were we?
You know I will.
I shouldn't have to ask you to do that. It's irritating.
I'm sorry, I know it probably is. But I know you really care about MC a lot, so I'll do my best to make sure he's okay.
Can you please stop being so pleasant all the time? Kagami opens her door and holds her hand out in the doorway. Thanks for coming, I guess. I'll talk to you later. But now, if you don't mind, I need some time to think.
Okay. Thanks for having me over.
Yep.
Bye, have a good night.
Will you please stop being so pleasant all the time? Proceeds to be pleasant all the time. Perfect, Sayori. You really know how to rub it in.
Oh, hello. Glad to have you along with me for my walk. I was just heading to grab a snack before I head back to my place for the night.
Classic Sayori, yep.
I'm feeling a little better recently, I think, compared to when I had my little pity party a while ago anyway. Starting to get into the week of college, things don't feel quite so alienating and hopeless as they did.
Are we gonna stumble into a certain homeless guy again?
Plus, I have my friends. It's always nice to have a good meeting of the club.
Ah yes, a good old-fashioned club meeting, you might say. That makes the heart go doki doki.
Gives me back a lot of energy, but it's an eventful time in general. There are a lot of distractions, even from my unique perspective. Take all the people who are represented in my new sprites now, 3 of them in fact. That was a pretty interesting change. Usually that indicates that they're going to be important to us in some way, if they're not already. I try not to pry using the powers of the club presidency, so I don't really know too much of what's been going on with them. Be interested to see what effect that they all have on our lives. And that's without saying anything about the fact that I'll have to handle Miss Ida at some point, again. But anyway, I was talking about the people who have sprites now, wasn't I? Who do you want to talk about?
Do I get the choice to pick all of them in a row, or do I have to choose just one? I'll save anyway. Let's start with the obvious, since we're out and about right now. Ryan.
Ryan. I didn't really know much of anything about him until recently, but I ran into him while he was playing the guitar last week, and we talked a bit. It weirded me out a little, because he was playing the exact song I had him playing in my mod from last year, actually. But he's a very kind, very intelligent person. I wonder why he got us right. He seems to be friends with Kagami and Ayami, perhaps that's why. Actually, speaking of Ryan, I'd only have to detour slightly to swing by where he usually plays guitar. I wonder if he's there. I'm gonna go check. Oh, hey again, Code. That was a brief break. I'm always glad to have you with me for an extended period, especially at the end of the day. It feels comfortable. Now let's see, is Ryan around here? He usually would be. Ah, there he is.
Again, same text box color, same eye color. They both have a more Western name. I can draw the most superficial connections between the two, and I still go by. They have some very superficial connections to each other. Therefore, Ryan will move in with Monica because she has the ability to have someone move in without it being a dorm issue. Hi, good evening, miss. Good to see you again. What brings you out here?
I just came to check in with you. Maybe catch a song or two if you were playing.
Just coming to visit little old me? I'm flattered. I wasn't playing just at the moment, but I could though, if you wanted or something.
No, that's alright. It's just nice to stop in, music or no music. Although, why are you out here and not, if you're not playing? Just between sets at the moment or something?
Something like that, yeah. So, Monica?
Yes? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just, by the way, there's that coffee place nearby. Do you know it?
Yeah, I do. What of it?
I was wondering if you want to grab a coffee with me there sometime. Oh! There it is. Notice the blush. Notice the blush. The connections that were there are trying to be more obvious now. We're already together though. Oh! I see you. Okay, that's you. Oh, you didn't. Oh, you did not. That is evil. Oh, that is evil. You can't say you weren't warned. I was warned. Okay, so the thing is, do I just tell her to go? I wasn't gonna pick this one. The question is, do I just tell her to go for it, or do I stay silent and let her make her own choice? That is the question. I think we stay silent and let her make her own choice. I know Neo will be fair enough. But if she wants to, spend time with other people, she needs to make that choice on her own. I can't pressure her into this. Maybe she will. Again, though, I do feel like I don't want to pressure her into either option. Whatever choice she makes, it has to be her choice. Although it would definitely be healthy for her to not be so obsessed with a player she can never reach. That is true. It would be healthy for her. But again, it has to be her choice. So, guess it's ... then. A choice that can never be undone. Oh, before you say anything, just as a platonic thing, to be clear, I'm trying to make some more friends at college, and I think you're pretty cool, and I'd like to be your friend.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. Yeah, I'd love to. Do you want to arrange a particular time? Or I could text you, but I don't know your number.
Oh, not a problem. Here's the phone number exchange. I actually got this phone kind of recently. I don't really remember the number. Here, I'll just pull it up and you can copy it down.
Got it.
And just like that. They're going out for coffee, and they've exchanged phone numbers. Yep, we chose silence. We chose silence because, again, as healthy as it is for Monica to not be obsessed with the player, she has to make that choice herself. I am not gonna pressure her into making a choice. Although it would probably be beneficial for her to actually get closer to someone within their simulation. Because again, the player will never be reachable. Does not matter anyway. Now you say that! However, some choices can never be undone.
Takes you later and we can figure out a time.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll let you be on your way.
Sure. Hey, thanks for asking me this. It's really hard to admit you're looking for friends and try to reach out and make connections. I have trouble with that, and I could use more friends here too. So thanks for being the one to ask. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem at all. Just glad you said yes. There's the blush again, and look at the eyes. Look at Monica. Look at that expression. That is the oh really expression. No. We'll keep going. Again, we'll see if this evolves into something more potentially. Who knows? It might not. Monica might forever be obsessed with the player, or she might find an interest in people within the simulation, which again would be healthier for her. He said it was platonic. For now. And he was blushing hard when he asked the question. So, you know, I'm just saying. Also, hi Melon! Rare moment of me catching a stream that isn't Last Defense Academy. What a rare moment indeed. Happy to have you. Happy to have you. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Hope you're really well. Hope you like DDLC. I mean, I know you do. I don't need to hope. I don't need to hope for something I know is the case. But yeah, welcome to Doki Doki Club Meetings episode 40. The developer is in chat. Just saving that for myself mostly. Fair enough. Can't blame you, but again, that was a screen that had me be like, oh, you are evil. And you are evil. You are evil for saying some choices can never be undone.
Alright, I'm heading out. Don't stay up too late out here.
I'll try. First person, people should save more just to see that stuff. That's all for now. The song playing now is by Empire. A separation of the Sayonara Choir is by KPSCH. Okay. New backgrounds in this episode are all by Minical. Full credits are always available in the credits.txt file in the game folder. Don't forget that you can email Monica and the club at lit.club.press.monica@gmail.com. See you next time. Ooh, things are definitely moving forward here. Now let's see some of the choices. Some of the other choices. Oh, I am enjoying the mod. I'm glad to be able to play it. I do want to see some of the choices that can be undone. Just to see what alternatives there are to it. Alright, I'm sorry.
For what?
That's exactly what I figured she would say if I said I'm sorry.
You don't have anything to be sorry for, silly. I actually am pretty happy about the dream. It means my brain thinks that people would miss me when I'm gone. I know it probably seems strange to you, but I think that's encouraging. Before I used to think everyone would be happy if I were gone. I used to think I was holding people back and making them miserable. And it's a little sick of me to be glad that people would miss me if I died. Or to think that of that dream as a good one. But I do, you know?
Alright, that's that. Let me go back again. That must be upsetting.
No, actually. I guess I get how it would be upsetting to you. All you real-world people really hate stuff relating to me committing suicide. But this dream, well, actually I'm pretty happy about it. It means my brain thinks that people would miss me when I'm gone. I know it probably seems strange to you, but I think that's encouraging. Before I used to think everyone would be happy if I were gone. I used to think I was holding people back and making them miserable. Maybe it's a little sick of me to be glad that people would miss me if I died, or to think that my dream is a good one. But I do. You know?
Alright, we're back. Wanna play the DLC mods now? There are some good ones. Club meetings definitely being one of them. And I'm not just saying that because the developer's here and I want to be nice. I do genuinely think it's a good one. It's okay. No, it's more than okay. You know it's more than okay. If it was just okay, do you think people would love the mod so much that you would have to keep it running for 4 seasons? If it was just okay, there would be maybe some kind of interest, and again, the fact that you're keeping it going for 4 seasons and the interest is still there, I think that's proof enough that it's good. Very good. Was always 4 seasons, so I'm very lucky. Well, that's good then. Still, there is still all the interest. The interest keeps moving with the development of the mod, which is good. Let's see. Hard to be friends with someone like that.
I can understand why you'd say that. When someone does stuff or has beliefs that hurt other people, that can be difficult. Because it's like, you want to be nice to everyone, right? But being nice to the one person means you're not being nice to the other person. In situations like that, you have to choose to be nice to the person who isn't causing the situation. And sometimes all you can do is just cut out the person causing the problem. But I don't think this is like that, or at least not yet. Ayami seems to be to really be trying to not let it affect anyone else. I think because she knows it's something she needs to change, even if she didn't say that. Plus, she's a super nice person at heart. I believe in her.
Alright, we're back to stuff we know. In that case, let's go again. I can't help you.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard for you to know when someone in here. It's hard for you to know someone in here better than we do. That's for sure. Still, you have to admit, having a sort of all-seeing person you can consult for advice all the time is pretty tempting, right? I mean, if you had someone looking at you and your life all the time, and you could sometimes talk to that person, you would, right? But yeah, you don't see everything, and you don't know Ayami as well as I do. I've been a roommate for a little while now, after all. But you know what?
I believe in her. Yep, that's the same again. Now. Oh! There was new stuff hidden here.
That time I've spent as a roommate actually helped me know her really well, I'd say.
There was one line that was changed. I was not expecting that. The jump scare. Alright, this is another choice. You mean Monica?
Yeah. I do.
Well, that was very short. Anything else here? No. That was a very short response. Monica's not needy, just in love.
Sometimes I wonder what the difference is between those two things. I'm in love and I feel pretty needy about it after all, but the difference is I can feel fulfilled about it sometimes. Monica can't. She was one of those girls too, you know.
Alright. And now, on to this one. About Ayami.
Sayuri's roommate, right? And I remember she was friends with Natsuki back in high school. One of the so-called bathroom gang. I haven't really run into her much myself. Sayuri seems to be fond of her though. Of course, Sayuri is fond of many people. What do you think of her?
Oh, choice! She's a lot more fragile than she lets on.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't know anything about that in the literature club, would we? We're all trying to put up our masks and walls. Even those of us that seem toughest.
Combination Durhill explosion, my whole enemy. No! Guess we'll have more choices to see.
So yeah, not surprising to hear she does the same. I just hope she has people she can let those defenses down with. Like I do. I have the club, and you. And that really helps me feel normal sometimes. The only difficulty comes at times when you feel like you can't ever let those walls down. Well, I talked to Sayori more about how Yami's doing, but I've got enough on my plate. I can't be responsible for the mental health of everyone in the whole world, much as I might be inclined to. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, so by picking Ryan, I immediately skipped everything else. That was it, huh? I see. Kagami.
MC's sister. He doesn't always seem to get along very well with her, but it's hard to see
but it's hard to see why now that I've talked to her a bit. She seems genuinely concerned for his well-being. I mean, I'm an only child, so I guess I wouldn't know what a healthy sibling relationship looks like much.
Interesting how she gets distracted by talking about Ryan, yeah. The shippers are all over it. Again, it would be healthy for her. Healthier than obsessing with the player.
I mean, I'm an only child, so I guess I wouldn't know what a healthy sibling relationship looks like much. But she seems nice enough to me. What are your thoughts?
She's different with him.
Really? That's interesting. I wonder why. No, Monica, resist the temptation to make this an issue that needs solving by you two. Not everything is your responsibility, and you've done enough in connecting her and Sayori more. Moving on?
Well then, let's see the other choices here. She's very kind to Sayori, that is absolutely true.
So I hear from Sayori, and that's good to hear. They're very different people, but it's good to hear that they're getting along. Sayori tells me Ayami makes a big deal out of being sexually liberated, which was kind of her whole persona in high school also. But Sayori also tells me that there's a lot more to her than that, and who can you trust on such matters if not Sayori?
She's dealing with some relationship issues.
Oh, that's no fun. I guess it's to be expected in college. Still, that's a big distraction. Even if you forget about the actual anguish and pain of a relationship not going well, just the time you spend worrying about it would probably pull your attention away from other things. I hope she gets through it alright.
Alright, and back to Kagami. She's terrible to him.
I guess that would make sense of why he feels so frustrated by her. He doesn't talk about her much to me, but I've heard enough from Sayori to get the idea. I wonder why she would be that way with him, but perfectly nice to everyone else. Probably better if I don't go poking my nose into this particular problem. More than I already have by connecting Kagami and Sayori. I always have to remind myself that not everything wrong with the world is my issue to solve.
That you do. She shows she cares in very odd ways.
I hear that siblings do that sometimes. Shobi is too young for me to get much information about how he interacts with Yuri. But for Yuki and Natsuki certainly seem to interact in, well, strange ways. But it's really clear that they care deeply about each other. It seems different with MC and Kagami. There's a tension there. I think they care about each other, but it's like there's a wall or something. Ah well, best leave them alone maybe, beyond what I've already done in talking to her and Sayori. This is something they have to work out for themselves.
I do want to know. What happens if I go to the choice again? Okay, so it just skips the choice. It skips the choice if I go there. It just straight up. Okay. I see. I see what you did. You don't even get the choice prompt anymore if you go there a second time. Some choices can never be undone. Let's undo that choice. I couldn't. Interesting, interesting. It's interesting that some choices can never be undone. Suck if the developer knew and tried to reinstall and delete the episode for the persistent data. Interesting. Sure would be a shame if the developer knew that. Good thing he doesn't, right? Haha. Would never be able to be undone. Get a new computer. Jokes on you. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Multiple devices. Fool. Or just run a virtual machine. Is also a choice that can't be undone. Also fair, yes. Doki doki. I will factory reset my entire device just so I can undo this choice. But yeah, that was episode 40. Ooh, things are developing, alright. I am very curious to see how it goes. I am so excited. And the fact that I now know what you mean by saying some choices can never be undone. Again, that was evil, but also brilliant. Brilliantly evil, one might say. Bring your tissues. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's gonna be something, alright. Yeah. Looking forward to it, definitely. Definitely. I'll have to make sure everything is scheduled so I can do the thing. Again, thank you for making this amazing mod. I will have a good rest. Absolutely. I will grab some food. But first things first, we're gonna raid someone. Because it sure would be a shame if we had all this positive energy here and didn't share it with someone else. So, let's see who we can find. Alex is playing Hollow Knight again. That's an option. We haven't raided Brick in a while, but Brick is playing Fortnite, which I do not care about in the slightest. In fact, it's once again one of those things of the opposite of care. I dislike it strongly. So I guess we'll see how Alex is doing, right? That makes sense? Or we could raid a random DDLC streamer. What do you think? Random DDLC streamer or check out what Alex is up to in Hollow Knight. You know what? We'll go over to Alex. Yep. Alright, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me again. Dev or Kaylee, whichever way to refer to you. But yeah, thank you for being here. Appreciate that. I appreciate you really letting me know about choices. And I appreciate you making this amazing mod. It's just so fun. It is a really fun one. And I appreciate the little, you know, camp Easter egg stuff. My characters actually address me. Again, will it ever be as hype as the moment where it first happened? No. Is it still really, really nice to see the acknowledgement? Yes. Obviously. Now then. Everyone be nice to Alex. Be nice, and your best regards, my best regards, whatever. I'm not sure how much I'll chat immediately, because again, I'll go and make some dinner for myself. But yeah, I'll see you around. Next stream on Thursday is the plan for Genshin. Right, because there's been an update. So yeah, I'll probably see some of you then. In any event, goodbye. And if you're watching this after it's been uploaded to YouTube as a VOD, your support has also been greatly appreciated. And you know what? Down below, in the description, below the poem that you will find there, there's a link to my Twitch. I stream there every single Friday and Saturday. And I also stream sometimes other days of the week too, on a bit more of an irregular basis. So yeah, if you are interested and want to swing by, you can do so. Just saying. In any event, thank you so much for joining me and watching this VOD, and maybe I'll see you around in the future. Till then, and goodbye.